Calling all sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Proudly sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, biggest thing is just like right now, I appreciate it. It's just
Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. On Fox
all right.
Sports
He was hot.
910.
Kevin Durant, he makes his return to the lineup, and the Suns win over the Timberwolves. And D-backs, they open the regular season tonight in Los Angeles to face the Los Angeles Dodgers. Welcome in Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. We got Jackson Ben as well, as we're coming to you from the Twin Peaks in Tempe, our home. Every Thursday, we're at a different location. Can't wait, as we're just weeks away from the newest and fifth location, which will be opening up in Deer Valley. So we'll do like 3-4 shows in a row from there, give them some love, as we are looking forward to the newest Twin Peaks location. But we are out here still having fun with Dos Equis in our fan pick'em, because you can still get in the Twin Peaks Dos Equis fan pick'em. It's our Final Four bracket contest. All you do is go to fanpick'em.com, and you'll see there's the full bracket, the 16, and the 4. You can now get in the 4, and you can win a $100 Twin Peaks man card and your height in Dos Equis. So go to fanpick'em.com. But let's get to the top stories this hour here on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
Time for the top local and national stories of the hour. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona. Bet big on your favorite teams and players in an environment that's as exciting as the game you're watching. There's no better place in the Valley to get in on the action. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar. Now, guys, what's your top story this hour?
Well, it's got to be the Phoenix Suns. Big win last night. It's Kevin Durant, 16 points, 8 boards in his first game from coming over here for the first time, and then he sprained his ankle, and he has been on the sideline for the last 3 weeks. Devin Booker had another great game, 29 points, but I think the guy that made the biggest difference is Chris Paul. Had probably one of his best games as a Phoenix Sun, 19 points, and they have now won 3 straight. They're fourth place still in the crowded Western Conference. They're 41-35, still a half game ahead of the Clippers. They will host Denver tomorrow night. It was a game, I thought, guys, that kind of went back and forth. I never at any point thought that the Suns were going to pull this one away. I had a feeling that maybe we would see the Timberwolves come back, because it just seemed like it was one of those games that was going back and forth, back and forth. It was a fun game to watch, and I thought it was a fun game because it's kind of ugly at times.
Sure was.
So you thought anybody could win it, but you'll take those when you can, and the Suns will walk away with another W.
I thought we thought it might be a high-scoring affair, but it turned out to be somewhat of a slugfest yesterday. Thought KD came out sluggish, pressing a little bit, shooting shots, falling away here and there, but he got it together there in the second half. And your point, Roc, CP3, big third quarter. And to see him hit some of those key shots, and then the alley-oop to kind of put the cherry on top of the Sunday last night to DeAndre Ayton. Again, they closed the deal. Didn't get many points from the bench. The other thing, too, interesting, Jimmy, he didn't go very deep in that bench.
He did not.
Just 4 deep.
Yeah.
Five deep, excuse me. But I thought it was interesting that it seemed like a little
I thought that was deep.
Playoff atmosphere.
That was deep.
Well, he had been going
10 guys, I think, is deep.
Well, he'd gone 6, 7, 8 deep the last 3 games. I mean,
so he went deep then.
He went 4 or 5 deep.
He went 5.
Yeah. Okay, but
so he went deep.
He'd been going. No.
Deep.
He did.
Wait. Let me start over. That's fine. Take 2.
Reset.
Didn't you just say that the Suns didn't go deep or did go deep?
They did not go as deep.
But they did go deep.
They didn't go as deep as they typically do.
No, you're just about to say that they go 7 or 8, but they went 10.
No. They've been going 9 to 10 on par, and they went 5 last night. So they did not go deep into the bench as he has been.
They played
going
10
deep.
players last night.
You get. I mean, off the bench when you look at the whole thing.
Okay, but they went 10.
Yeah,
I'm just going to sit this one out
because they can't go 9 or 10 deep off the bench, because that means they have more guys on the roster than they should.
They have gone with their. They've been many times. They've had 8.
Hey, let's do this.
They've had 8 substitutions.
Ben, turn the music off, Ben. Ben, are you there, Ben?
He's there.
Do me a favor, turn the music off. Ben, all right, now I want you to reset. Let's start over again.
No. I
We're
can
gonna start
explain
over.
this.
Start the CAZ. There we go.
Time for the top local and national stories of the hour. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona. Bet big on your favorite teams and players in an environment that's as exciting as the game you're watching. There's no better place in the Valley to get in on the action. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar. Now, guys, what's your top story this hour?
Day 2, let's go over the Suns. Kevin Durant made his return in a 107-100 win over the Timberwolves. 16 points, 8 boards. Devin Booker, 29. Chris Paul, 19. They have now won 3 straight.
And the one thing I was really impressed with, it seemed like little playoff basketball. The Suns only went 5 deep last night. They typically go 10 deep on their lineup.
They never go 10 deep.
You look at the last couple of games, they've gone 9-10 deep. He's been emptying the bench at several times. So 5 deep, you look at it. Look who sat. Ross was the last. Baisley, Wainwright, Landale, Lee, and Shaman have not.
You're saying they normally go 10 deep and they hit the max. They run their entire roster of 15.
Yes, a lot of times they do. A lot of times they do.
I guess I've been watching a different Suns team.
Yeah, they do.
That's all right.
You look at the starting 5. You look at the 5 that came in, but he's looking on par the last several games. He's going 8, 9, 10 deep off the bench. So that is when you take a good look at it. So that's what I'm trying to say is a little playoff basketball atmosphere, but not going as deep as they typically do off the bench.
I know, Chris Paul, his defensive effort just seemed like it got bigger and stronger as the game went on. Just seemed like he had more energy. It's the KD factor. I don't know, but he really made a difference. 7 of 15 shooting, 6 assists, even had a couple steals. I mean, this is one of his best games that he's had this year.
I agree with that.
At least since the All-Star break.
Yeah, look, I think what is taking place is that they had those couple of days off, and I think it was really evident how much that helped Chris Paul, because his legs didn't tire on him last night, and he was lively throughout the entire game.
And the team only had 8 turnovers where they'd been like 12, 14 turnovers on a regular basis.
And Minnesota had 21.
Yeah, they had 21.
That's why they lost the game.
And how about this? The Suns' 27 free throws to their 12.
Well,
to their 12, Jimmy.
Here's the best part.
And you got the big dudes down
I can
low,
find that Rudy Gobert his sound, but I had that in my notes too. I know.
Yeah.
This is terrible. This is such bad radio for me to say that Jimmy B finally put something on the lineup that we all already knew. Yeah. I mean, that is the storyline. Is the free throw discrepancy?
Yes.
So he's all proud. When he gets to the show. He goes, "Did you see what I put on the lineup?" And I can show you my notes on the side. Oh, Minnesota 8 of 12, Phoenix 21 of 27. Monty played 10 guys. Minnesota 21 turnovers was the real difference. I mean, there you go. But I just. Don't stop doing what you're doing, Jimmy. I'm glad that you put some stats in there. Well, that was great.
I finally figured out the computer.
We have to entice him once in a while.
You finally got Google. So we use Gmail, right? And we use Google and Google Drive. And finally, after 9 months, 10 months, maybe a year now, Jimmy knows how to now post on the good. So we can actually now I can write something, and when I do this 5 a.m,
right
after you do it midnight, and I can say, Jimmy, take this segment, and you could put the content in there. So that'll be you. We're going to start giving you a segment now. You want a weekly daily?
Me waiting like 9 o'clock. Hey, Jimmy, we're going to do this.
You want a daily segment?
Do I get extra pay?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Rock's enticing you to jump on that bad boy. Jump on that dog.
But seriously, we're poking fun here, but the free throw discrepancy has been a big issue with Monty Williams.
Absolutely.
And here it is. You hear it now from the other side with Minnesota having to deal with it.
They had more free throws in the game against the Utah Jazz than the Jazz. And now they have a lot more free throws in the game last night against the Minnesota Timberwolves.
So was the message sent to the NBA officiating?
I think the message
that the Suns have been hosed the last 3 months, and we're going to switch it, i.e. like one Tom Donahue did many years ago.
Manuch, that doesn't happen.
Well, I don't know.
Conspiracy
we can play out those interviews with Tim Donahue.
I know, but that's him, and that was a singular
But did that pay off? Think about that.
Oh, yeah, it planted a seed.
Sure.
I mean, it for what Monty Williams was looking for, he finally got.
Did that $20,000 pay off?
But the difference is, if you go back and rewatch that game, look how many times Devin Booker went to the
Yes,
basket.
exactly.
He's 12 of 15 at the free throw line. Over and over and over again, he went to the rack.
Didn't you think the last 2 games that Book has made a concerted effort?
He has.
Going to the rack,
Uh-huh.
and you look at the pick and roll and watching DA, but yeah, it seems as though he was fired up. And I agree, Rock. I think that the energy factor goes up when KD's back in the lineup with D Book, with CP3. Now they know, all right, guys, here's our playoff formatted team. Time to get on track, time to get it all together. Let's get these games out of the way, get some rest, and let's go get it going.
Our Chevy Sounds of the week, or I should say of the night, are coming up here in just a few minutes, and you'll hear more from Kevin Durant. Diamondbacks will get underway tonight against the Dodgers, 7 o'clock on Valley Sports. The first home run hit today in Major League Baseball, Aaron Judge. Chance of MVP going on as they cruise past the Giants 5-0. And so it's the first official at-bat after he was named the 16th captain of the New York Yankees franchise.
How appropriate.
2 minutes.
First time it hits a bomb, deep center, out of here. Thought you had an interesting stat there, Jimmy. Lay it out there.
All right, so I'll drop this
109 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Is that what your stat was?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, my
Listen
stat,
to this one, Rock.
my stat is this. When Roger Maris hit 61 for the Yankees, the next season, when he came to bat, his first at bat, he hit a home run the next season. Aaron
You
Judge
can't get that anywhere
breaks,
else.
breaks Roger Maris's record. What does he do the next season? Comes to bat, hits a home run.
Look at Jimmy. Look at you bringing it.
Hey,
Did you call that game?
Well, I would have written it on the doc, but you already schooled me so badly that now I think I'm just going to keep stuff to
Feel
myself.
free, Jimmy. Feel free to write whatever you have on that
So
doc.
only one game in the book with the Yankees over
1
the
minute.
Giants so far. A lot of games in progress. We'll get you caught up in those if need be, as Braves are just about done with the Nationals, and the Orioles, Red Sox, Brewers, Cubs are all late in that one. So we're out here at Twin Peaks in Tempe, as we are every Thursday. But we want to hear from Kevin Durant and his thoughts on last night's game. So we'll get to that in just a moment. We do want to encourage you to make plans to join myself and Manuch and Jax this Saturday for the Final Four, where I'll be joined by 12-year NBA veteran and ASU standout Pat Lever, plus 3-time NBA champion and North Carolina Tar Heel Scotty Williams. They will join us for both games, and we'll be giving away the cash just for watching hoops, college hoops, the Final Four. First game starts at 3, and we'll be giving away money during our props during the game, as well as halftime and after the game. So multiple ways to win money. We're doing a bunch of giveaways, drink specials. Also, I am told, I can't confirm, I'm hoping it's the case because it's on their website, the debut of the Roc and Manuch Lager by Huss at Casino Arizona in the EAZ Sports Book. So I'm going to have a few of those because we're allowed to drink when we do promotions. I can. I
Okay.
can.
Oh,
So we need somebody else responsible.
So you'll be our designated talker.
All right. I'll do that. I'm good.
All right. So
Thank you, sir.
anyway, our Valley Chevy Sounds of the Night are coming up. You will hear from Kevin Durant as well as Devin Booker and Monty Williams. Just getting started here on Thursday. It's 1:14. It's Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
The Twin Peaks Fan Pick'em is back. Win 910 on 910 Bracket Challenge presented by Dos Equis. Win man cards after every round. Win the entire bracket and take home a $910 man card. Plus your height in Dos Equis. Head to fanpick'em.com.
Whether it's beer and wings with the guys or a steak or ribs with that special someone, Tavern Grill Scottsdale is a casual sports bar and grill with something for everyone. Visit us today at 8880 East Via Linda, Tavern Grill in Scottsdale.
Hear that? That's the sound of the 2023 Chevy Silverado's turbo high-output engine, delivering impressive power with no compromised durability. Whether you're helping friends move or just moving some friends, this is the sound of a family with plenty of rear seat room to enjoy the ride. And this is the sound of you heading to your local Chevy dealer today. Find your Silverado and find new roads. Chevrolet. See your Valley Chevy dealers.
Tune in Mondays from 1 to 4 as Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B broadcasts live from the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. The Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona is sports fans' paradise. That's the guys, live every Monday from CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona.
You hear it now, the lawyer adds, and I'll repeat it in this one. All personal injury attorneys are not the same. Sure, we all claim to do the same things, but that's where the similarities between Lerner & Rowe and all other law firms end. Lerner & Rowe was recently named the second most influential law firm in the country, and we've collected billions of dollars for our clients, with over $1 billion in the last 5 years alone. If you want real results after you've been hurt in a car wreck, call Lerner & Rowe today.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Liz and I are always ready for anything. And we did everything on our first carnival vacation, like catching views from the ropes course and laying out by the beach cabanas at Amber Cove. Oh, and those mesmerizing drinks at the fortune teller bar. That girl's trip was one for the books. And it's all because we chose fun. Together.
Book a cruise with your friends starting from $2.99 at carnival.com. Carnival. Choose fun. Together. Cruises are in U.S. dollars per person, double occupancy. Taxes, fees, and port expenses additional. Restrictions apply. Full details on carnival.com. Ships registry, Bahamas, Panama.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies,
So all that stuff in red, guys, the sound you guys have.
finds you the needle in the haystack.
The blue ones, I tried to click on the
Five
links.
employers who post a job
They're
on
like,
ZipRecruiter
it doesn't
get a
let me go to whatever
quality
articles you guys are
candidate
linking there, so I can't
Try
really tell what
ZipRecruiter
those.
for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.
I was just saying that everything in red is what I have.
And the iHeartRadio app.
As we start the show.
We had a meeting and I went through all the ones.
What do you do? Count to 12 when you're pissed
You
off?
breathe. You go, breathe in, breathe out, wax on, wax off. Take a deep breath. Okay, here we go.
Well, we were going to play some sound for Kevin Durant. That's not going to happen now, but due to some incompetence. But anyway, here's what we have. This is Kevin Durant on starting 0-7. Guess not. We're not going to do that.
Yeah, it's frustrating, but I've been in this position before. I've had slow starts before, so I just tried to figure it out. I think a couple of those shots, though, I definitely were rushing, trying to get it all back at once. And sometimes that, I can get in my own way sometimes, thinking too much and trying to get those shots back. But I try to settle in as much as I can. My teammates look for me. Cam got me 2 open threes, which, was good for me. I left you. So just getting comfortable, get more comfortable, and hopefully I knock him down next game.
16 points for Kevin Durant. He's averaged 26.7 points. He played with the Suns. He went 4-6 when he missed those 10 games due to that injury. So now they're riding a 2-game winning streak and are 4-0 with Kevin Durant.
When I was watching the game last night, everybody was so expecting, I think, in the crowd to watch him just go
Take
on.
over?
Yes, to take over.
Because he did when he came back in the first time around.
Right, yes, when they were playing those games on the
Charlotte.
road. Yes. Mm-hmm. And last night he was struggling so bad with his shot. Then when he hit the first one, that fall-away jump shot along the left baseline, the place just erupted. That he finally scored.
See, I think it was those white shoes he wore in the first half.
Good point.
Then he switched to
he switched shoes.
You went, wait a second.
Yeah.
Did he just switch shoes?
That was a good call by Eddie. I would not have thought that. I mean, if they didn't mention that on the broadcast, how would you have known?
You
Not
would
like
have.
you're really paying attention to the stakes,
Yeah,
right?
you don't.
But, when Kevin Durant checked back in with like 3.5 remaining, he checks in for Devin Booker, right? And that was just like, oh, that sucks. Because you want to see both those guys play.
Sure, at the same time.
I mean, and we did. But, Devin Booker had team high, 29 points. All 5 starters were in double digits. And then for Minnesota, Anthony Edwards, who I think is a tremendous scorer, 31.
And he was sick.
Yeah,
he went to the flu bug last night.
Yeah, he had the flu. Let me just say this about the game that you saw last night from Bismack Biyombo. And
His game has stepped up.
And the defense that he has exhibited. I mean, he picks up some points here and there. but it's his defense and his rebounding ability, which will help springboard the Suns against more difficult opponents and big-time opponents. In other words, remember, Busy's playing against Gobert and Karl Anthony Towns, both guys at 7 feet.
And I thought he held his own.
And he held his own.
He really did.
That's very important.
He's so long, but he's stronger.
Yeah.
I guess is the term. They couldn't back him
They
down.
couldn't back him down. Correct.
How great was the intro? Standing 6'10" from the University of Texas, number 35, Kevin Durant. That was awesome.
Yeah.
The place just went
nuts.
crazy.
Yep. And it should. I mean, they got this guy to win the NBA title. They didn't get him for to get to the semifinals. They didn't get him to prepare for next year. No, the Suns' time is today. It is
Jimmy,
now.
they wouldn't have given up Bridges or Cam Johnson
correct.
unless that was the key from the get-go.
That's it.
And
Right
the
from
new owner just said, we're going for it.
Yes.
We'll give these two assets up. As hard as that was to get him in here, and hopefully he stays healthy throughout. You just hope there's not another little hiccup or injury with anybody moving forward. But you watch KD, just so smooth and fluid. You went, damn, this guy is human. You watch that first half. But once he kind of settled down and so those 2 threes he hit were like, okay,
well,
he's back.
He came out and said, "I was nervous. I was concerned, and it showed at least in the first quarter."
Today's Sound of the Night is brought to you by your Valley Chevy dealers. Your Valley Chevy dealers, serving the Valley for over 80 years. Find new roads at your Chevy dealer. Head to valleychevy.com. Some great NBA games last night with Dallas just frustrated as hell because they can't seem to figure it out with Luka and Kyrie Irving. I mean, these guys are now they were locked for the playoffs, you thought, and now they're fighting for a play-in game.
Well, they lost 6 out of the last 7.
6 out of the last 7.
They finally win a game.
Right.
I mean, and Luka talks about all of a sudden we're in the playoffs. Now we're fighting for our lives just for the play-in game. So sometimes when you think you had that missing piece, or so you think it is, with Kyrie Irving, I don't know if things backfire, the chemistry's not there, or it's too much this or too much that. But he's been the leading scorer in all those except for one game where Irving had like 30 points, I think, somewhere
The
there.
thing that I watched, and I watched some of that game last night just because I wanted to see how those two guys mesh together. From what I got from watching at least that one game, that they have somewhat figured it out, but they don't have anybody else helping them. So if you go and if you look at the box score, nobody else was worth a damn in scoring. So they're carrying the entire scoring load, just those two guys, and that's going to be a real issue down the last 6 or 7 games.
And I think,
for
Jimmy,
Dallas.
what you forget about for a lot of us, you look at the help that Luka had when they won 4 straight against the Suns last year in the playoff game. All the help he had outside, he could go inside, he could kind of manipulate. He was like a quasi point guard, shooting guard in those 4 victories against the Suns.
You had Jalen Brunson, who had a terrific series against the Suns, and now that he's gone and playing for the New York Knicks, Jalen Brunson is playing great. He really is.
You know what's annoying is watching some of these shows this morning, and they're all leading with the Lakers. And are the Lakers? Do they have what it takes?
Yeah.
Are they going to be in the playoffs? They're going to need the play-in, and it's like, how are you not leading with KD? I just don't get that. It's just kind of like when it's football season, everybody you got to lead with the Cowboys. Well, and I mean, I'm Undisputed. It was Get Up. It was all the shows in the morning. A Carton. I'm like, this is just tired of it.
LeBron trumps.
Why LeBron?
KD.
He trumps everything.
And
he still does.
It's LA.
Even
it's
at 38
KD,
years old.
It's LeBron.
They won one game.
I know.
They beat Chicago.
Yeah.
And you're like, they're back. Shut up.
You got
Give me a freaking break.
You got the feeling they are hoping and praying that the Lakers
are there. This is one of the best basketball seasons they've ever had. The West is so good right now because anybody can come out of it. You don't need the Lakers. This is one year the Lakers don't need to be
ESPN needs the Lakers.
I don't think they do.
Yeah, you sure to show it. I mean, to your point right there, what do they lead with? They lead with the Lakers and LeBron. All right, they're hanging by the skin of their teeth, but it's the story. LeBron's coming back. Yeah, he's kind of quasi-injured. He'll wait till after the season if you have to have surgery. They're trying to sell that. I agree with you, right? Where's the KD lead? It's all about KD and the Suns, but that's okay.
2 minutes.
Suns are like, all right, we'll stand to the radar and we'll see how this Western Conference thing shakes out.
I can tell you this right now, and I agree with both of you because I watched those shows just like you did this morning. And the Phoenix Suns and KD was about the third or fourth story down from their lead. But there was a lot of conversation about how the West is going to be won, and a lot of the talking heads felt that whoever gets into the playoffs, that a first-round matchup, you could see Denver get ousted in the first round. Mm-hmm. You can see Sacramento get ousted in the first round.
By the way, that was a huge story. First time in 16 years.
2006.
That was there.
Yeah, that was there.
Yeah, they clinched.
Yep, they did. But this is, I think, just because the West right now is so difficult. I mean, everybody right now is grinding down the stretch to try to position themselves for the best possible playoff position.
There are 2,430 Major League Baseball games in a season. And every team hosts 81 games. So tickets should be pretty cheap, right? I would think.
Yeah.
How much does it cost to be a Major League Baseball fan? Well, we're going to look at the business side of baseball next. It's opening day. The sports professor Rick Horrow is going to join us. He's probably somewhere watching the game, you would think. But he will join us next as we continue from the Twin Peaks in Tempe. Thanks to our friends at Dos Equis. Again, still get in our Fan Pick'em, our Final Four Fan Pick'em. All you do is go to fanpick'em.com and click on the 4, and you are off to the races. Pretty easy. You just got to pick 2 games. Well, 3 games. Pick all 3 games, and one who get those right, probably it's going to come down to the score, could win a $100 Twin Peaks gift card, a man card, and your height in Dos Equis. Pretty cool. Rick Horrow's next. It's Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
This is what's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
The Diamondbacks have finalized their roster and released their lineup heading into tonight's matchup with the Dodgers. Outfielder Kyle Lewis will bat leadoff to open the season. Kevin Durant had 16 points on 5 of 18 shooting in yesterday's home debut as the Suns got the win against the Timberwolves to improve to 41-35 and maintain their hold on the West's 4th playoff spot. The Cardinals added to their secondary with the signing of cornerback Rashad Felton on a 1-year contract. He spent his first 3 seasons with the Chiefs, and the Coyotes resume their 4-game homestand tomorrow against the Dallas Stars. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
March is here. Be sure to head to fanpick'em.com to fill out your bracket and watch all the games at any of the 4 Twin Peaks locations. Details can be found at rockandmanuch.com. Once again, that's rockandmanuch.com.
Are you living paycheck to paycheck only to find yourself going backwards financially each month? Nobody wants to file bankruptcy, but at many times, it's the best choice. The credit industry wants you to believe that bankruptcy is bad and that it will destroy your credit forever, but that's just not true. In most cases, filing bankruptcy can improve your credit. At Lerner Rowe Law Group, our bankruptcy lawyers only work on bankruptcy cases, and we can file your bankruptcy with $0 down.
Lerner Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Right Toyota, the #1 volume Toyota dealer in the state of Arizona, ensures you a buying experience that will exceed all your expectations. Check it out for yourself. Located just off the 101 on Franklin Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale and online at righttoyota.com.
Golfers, you won't want to miss the Vans Golf Shop's Wilson Golf Fitting event happening this week. This big event is your chance to check out the new Wilson Dynapower woods and irons. Come meet with the Wilson Golf team and get custom fit for the new Dynapower woods and irons. Schedule your custom fitting appointment online at Vans Golf Shops today. Don't miss it. It's happening this week. Vans Golf Shops, home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee, unmatched expertise, unmatched service.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Josh, quote, "After walking around my whole life being a mouth breather, I was excited to try Navage. I read the directions carefully, pressed the button, and oh my gosh, what a sensation. So much mucus, so much crud, but oh sweet, merciful air, I can finally breathe you through my nose. Never have I ever taken such an amazing breath in my life. This is a life changer," unquote. He's one of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, Navage, clean nose, healthy life.
This family takes turns turning heads. Brains, beauty, and athleticism. All they need now is for you to drive them off the lot. The Mercedes-Benz family of SUVs. A family of unrivaled vehicles waiting at your local dealer.
Yeah.
It's a Twin Peaks Thursday. Back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Broadcasting live from one of the 5 Valley Twin Peaks on Fox Sports 10 and the iHeartRadio app.
Time since I was born, 1968, and my two partners here were doing radio and playing sports. 6th grade opening day will feature and has featured all 30 Major League Baseball teams hitting the diamond. Astros open as World Series title winners, beating the Phillies. They got the White Sox tonight. But joining us now, the sports professor, Rick Horrell. How you doing, Rick? What's going on?
Good. I'm torn between playing the last 9 holes of the golf game that I had, taking Duke out for a long jog, or watching the Cubs. Probably first time all year, maybe last time all year, they will stay above 500. We'll see. They're up 4-0. No.
Bottom of the 8th.
We'll see.
Bottom of the 8th. They're up 4-0. Man, they could pitch maybe a shutout over their big rival in the Milwaukee Brewers. So how did you become a Cubs fan there, Rick?
Well, my mom's side of the family was from Chicago. You know, I went to Northwestern undergrad, and I decided to go there versus a lot of other legitimate suitors because this was you were born in 68, you said? No, you weren't.
Yes.
68?
68.
All right. Well, 3 years later, I had a decision about going to schools that were academically appropriate. And I chose Chicago because the Cubs were, pretty darn good. They had that 11.5 game lead on the Mets in 69, and we thought that was going to be great. Little did I know that we were entering the stage of rancid mediocrity that nobody in history. Remember, the Cubs had a number of rotating head coaches as managers. I mean, that was one of the things. Nobody really remembers it, but that was one of the foibles of being a Cub fan. I can remember all of those Cubs. Ernie Banks, Ron Santo, all of them, and they got better. And in 2016, that was that was the beginning of the dynasty. Well, they forgot to send the memo to Theo Epstein, and the dynasty lasted 1 year.
Rick Horrell joining us here on Fox Sports 910. Rick, of course, with any season starting on the business side of sports, we talk about ticket prices and things like that. And the average ticket price this year is $35. The average fan spends maybe $51 on concessions, parking, and maybe some merchandise. So if my Ohio University math works, that's $86 per person. That seems pretty reasonable, isn't it? I mean, it doesn't seem like that's too bad to sit at a ballpark for 3 hours and watch a baseball.
Well, compared to a football ticket,
yes,
right? And football,
a hockey ticket, an NBA ticket.
Yeah, and even NBA, right? Hockey's a little better. NBA is not. And so, it's all comparative. And then when you think about it, these games are going to fly by. It is amazing what the pitch clock will do. One unintended consequence that I think we all are watch is 2.5-hour games good for the concessionaires at the ballpark. You got to make up some time because you're there for only, 2/3 or 3/4 of the time we were before. So they got to pile on the beers pretty quickly. 7th inning comes a lot quicker, and so that's one of those things you got to watch.
Do you feel that the changes with the rules are going to bring people back out, and how much influence did the World Baseball League have in this upcoming season, you think, in helping that cause to get more people to the park?
Well, the WBC was unbelievable. Yeah, unbelievable in both play. I didn't do it to correct you. If I did stuff to correct you, I'd never have time to answer my own question.
Good point.
Right?
Yeah.
He's on a roll today, Rock.
No, I know. He's been blowing me up all week. Yeah. I've been in the doghouse with him, so I know.
I'm glad to see that Prevagen's kicking in.
No, we'll throw you a bone in that doghouse. That's okay. So, listen, the bottom line is WBC Miami, WBC your neck of the woods. amazing events, amazing games, amazing marketing. And, when Trout gets struck out by Ohtani, that's the gross, national product of Switzerland, those two guys. That's amazing. And then when you think about the value, I always knew when we were campaigning for Major League Baseball here in South Florida that it was a major league town. I didn't know it was a Venezuelan town and a Puerto Rican town. It may or not be a Marlins town. We're going to see what the attendance is today. I'm sure the Marlins will sell out or go close to sell out because they play the Mets. But some of my friends had very good points. So let's see how important Major League Baseball is when we look at Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the rest of that series against the Mets. Everybody can sell out their opener. So let's see what happens down the road.
Rick, reading an article, Dodgers manager Dave Roberts talking about it's about time that the team, that the league start to speed things along from the players' perspective. And I think that you bring up a couple of thoughts from the owner's perspective. What was the happy medium for the commissioner and for them to implement this? Losing money on the concessions or people? Is it more about the people and getting in and getting them out more so than the concessions?
Well, I think part of it is just to increase the youth and vitality of the game and prevent kind of the drag coefficient on it. And I'm sure that there is no statistical analysis about how many revenue dollars they're going to lose at the concession stands because the games are going to be 220. Mm-hmm. I think a lot of it's going to be anecdotal, and I do think that there will be some revenue loss, but I also think there will be revenue gain because more fans are going to come to tight, shorter, more entertaining games as well. So I think the happy medium is right where it is. I went to just 2 preseason games this year, and both of them I was sitting near the pitch clock because I wanted to see it. And I guess Marcus Stroman, the starter of the Cubs today, had the first pitch clock violation. Are they really going to call it a 20 and a half seconds? Well, yeah. And I want to see the first argument. I want to see the first ejection because they'll go to the replay and it was 20 and a half seconds or less than 20. We're going to let some of it slide, but I think it's going to be fun to watch.
All right. Since we've been talking about the game, I want to talk about the business of the game. What's going to take place with the 14 Major League Baseball teams that are on Diamonds Valley, the regional networks? What have you heard? And the Diamondbacks are part of that as well.
Well, my show, The Icons, we had Derek Hall on, and we had a couple of others. That's staying on Valley, so I could give a damn about anything else. I don't care about
Get you some more runs. Yeah, get you some more runs. Fill some inventory.
Well, I care.
Yes.
I could care less to death. No, really. To be honest, let's remember we're not doing a legal thing here because it could turn people off.
Yeah.
Chapter 7 is kind of shutting everything down.
Yeah,
Chapter 11 gives you the right to restructure, and people understand that this was a very difficult transaction day one when Fox and Disney sold to Sinclair. And Bally's is just the marketing name, but it's Sinclair that's taking the financial risk. And the debt was so astronomical that you almost couldn't survive no matter what the revenues were. So you kind of needed to restructure it. Should have thought about it then. But I do think it's just a matter of time. I think it'll be on your normal local dial. I could be wrong. But the one thing that's pretty clear is Major League Baseball will not allow any markets to go without their local teams because that's the lifeblood of this game.
Rick, got a couple quick ones for you. Where will the A's and Rays play next year?
Good question.
A's in Vegas.
Okay.
No, not next year. A's in Oakland, but Vegas down the road. And the Rays, I think, still have a really bona fide shot about getting stadiums done because these deals are only done in certain cities at the stroke of midnight. I find it ironic that the Rays got their stadium done. Remember, after expansion was done, where the White Sox played the fiddle in Chicago, they moved the clock back to get the dollars to get the White Sox stadium done, and the threat was they're going to Tampa. Well, the irony is now's the time where the clock's running out in Tampa, so I think something will be done. Okay. I would like to say yes or no on these, but I'm filibustering because you say you have a second question. But if I keep asking or talking mindlessly, you might not have time to answer that second question.
Oh no!
Here we go. How's the weather? It's very nice.
No, we'll bump some spots. We'll bump some. We're commercial free today. Commercial free.
The crowd at Twin Peaks.
Commercial free.
Okay.
So
No commercial free. Here we go.
Second part.
That's
Second part, Rick.
Right.
All right.
Go.
Where will Major League Baseball expand? If the A's and the Rays stadium situations are settled, and let's just say, play along with me, should the A's move to Las Vegas, I think Nashville with Dave Stewart leading that expansion team, who do you think falls in next? Do they make a call or do they make a move to Mexico City, or is San Antonio, Portland, or Charlotte some options?
Wow. All right. So the last time I checked, Dave Stewart doesn't have $2 or $3 billion. He's a nice guy.
Okay.
So there's one piece of it. Plus, St. Louis and Cincinnati and Atlanta are fairly close to Nashville, which is another issue you got to worry about. I like the idea of Vancouver, by the way. I like the idea of Monterrey, Mexico, not necessarily Mexico City.
All right.
It's more of a corporate town that's got some population there. Vegas gets tabbed if a stadium gets done. A lot of people in Vegas say,
3 minutes.
It's not automatic that Vegas gets a deal done, but assuming so, the Rays gobble it up. So I think that's not an expansion though. So, and I'm not sure expansion automatically happens soon. Baseball's fat and happy now. Although they do have a lot of need to distribute those significant revenues. So, as you asked that question, what a great day! How was Twin Peaks? Everything?
All right. Well, no. Jimmy's got one more, and I got one more. Mine's a yes or no question.
Oh my God! What is overtime?
Yes.
I'm doubling my. I'm doubling my appearance fee.
Okay. Yes.
Okay.
Then we better go to commercial break then. All right. Yes or no?
No.
Yes or no?
No.
Ohtani will be a Los Angeles Dodger next year. Yes or no?
How about a third? Which is, I hope the hell not.
So it's the West. What kind of attorney were you? I mean, come on. Yes or no?
No.
Okay. All right.
No.
Okay.
Too much pressure. No.
All right.
No.
Here's
what's your
quick, Jimmy? Quick.
Here's my question right now. Final Four, cheapest tickets in 10 years for the Final Four.
Yeah, I'm losing my ass.
And will the TV ratings, will they be dreadful?
I think the TV ratings will be really good because these are four great stars, especially down here. It's the epicenter of college basketball down
Sure
here.
is.
SAU and Miami. Mm-hmm. And yeah, and if people don't want to go, it's their fault. Get used to it, by the way, because of parity. You're going to have four Cinderellas, not every year with four, but a lot more than you had before, just because of the transfer portal and because you can buy 3 or 4 players on each team with NIL. And if people don't like it, let them watch cricket.
But if it's Florida Atlantic, but Rick, if it's Florida Atlantic and Miami, they're like 20 miles apart. Why don't just move the game there, and then you could go watch it because you're there in Florida. I mean,
I'm waiting. There's a park called Tamiami Park right between the two, and I've been sitting there for the last couple of days. I figured that the game would automatically come there.
You got parking? You got parking?
No, that's the problem. And the last people in the world I'm going to ask for parking passes are you anyway. So just
wow. Rick, thank you, buddy. As always, we love you. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, man.
That's Rick.
I love 2 of you.
Yeah. Rick Horo Sports.
What'd you do to upset him this week, bro? He's all over you like fly on steak, white on rice.
He's like my uncle. He's Uncle Rick or Grandpa Rick.
Keeping
Now that I know that I was born and he already decided he's going to Northwestern, I didn't know he's that much older than
3
I
years
am.
later, yeah.
I mean, that's a big deal. Well, anyway, coming up, our Valley Chevy Dealers random facts of the day. 5 Major League Baseball opening day facts for you. Pretty interesting stuff. We'll have that next as we continue from Twin Peaks in Tempe. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is The Odd Couple. Mic check. With Chris Broussard and Rob Parker.
Kawhi's playing phenomenal. He's averaging 27 points a game in this calendar year, but they can't win the championship. And I don't even think they can win the West without Paul George. They've made some trades. They got Ty Lue, who is a fabulous coach. But every time you turn around, there's some injury or something happens.
With Chris Broussard and Rob Parker. Today at 4. Tell your smart speaker to play Fox Sports 910.
Golfers, you won't want to miss the Vans Golf Shop's Wilson Golf Fitting event happening this week. This big event is your chance to check out the new Wilson Dynapower woods and irons. Come meet with the Wilson Golf team and get custom fit for the new Dynapower woods and irons. Schedule your custom fitting appointment online at Vans Golf Shops today. Don't miss it. It's happening this week. Vans Golf Shops, home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee, unmatched expertise, unmatched service.
Home shopping? You'll need a pre-approval letter. Call GC Global Capital, and you can get pre-approved in minutes. Call 480-397-9300. Free second opinions and comparisons. GC Global Capital is an Arizona licensed mortgage broker. NMLS 1091187. License MB 0924983. An equal opportunity lender.
Did you bust your bracket? Lose a few bucks. No worries. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B are here to give you a chance to win cash during their Big Four weekend at the CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona. The guys are hosting free cash props and squares contest for all 3 games, 2 on Saturday and Championship Monday. Win cash just for watching games with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B at the CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona.
Looking for a change in your career? All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings now available in customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278.
Hey Arizona, if you're shopping for a new or certified used vehicle, visit any one of your 13 Valley Chevy dealers for the best deals and offers on trucks, crossovers, SUVs, and cars. The Silverado is the #1 best-selling full-size light-duty pickup. So check it out during truck season going on now at your Valley Chevy dealers or visit valleychevy.com. Based on S&G Global Mobility 2022 calendar year end, U.S. new vehicle registrations using GM custom retail registration type in the GM half-ton large pickup segments.
It was Noah's and my first carnival vacation. First cruise ever! And we were pretty excited to ride the Bull roller coaster. Mom was all like, wow! We went to Guy's Burger Joint. Super melty cheese. And Noah even rode a horse at Half Moon Cay. It's all because we chose fun together.
Book a cruise with your family starting from $299 at carnival.com. Cruises are in U.S. dollars per person, double occupancy. Taxes, fees, and port expenses additional. Restrictions apply. Full details on carnival.com. Ships registry, Bahamas, Panama.
Join Macy's and Girls Inc. to empower a new generation of leaders now during Women's History Month. Throughout March, you can help fund education and career readiness programming for girls when you donate online to Girls Inc. or round up your Macy's store purchase up to 99 cents and donate the extra change. Give back today and find out how we're celebrating the creative power of women now and all year round at Macys.com/purpose.
Wake up with The Drive. Jody Ayler tomorrow morning, 6 to 10 on Fox Sports 910 and on our free iHeartRadio app.
All right, Valley
It's a
Chevy.
Twin Peaks Thursday. Back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Broadcasting live from one of the 5 Valley Twin Peaks on Fox Sports 910 and the iHeartRadio app.
Guys are hot.
All right, let's get to our Valley Chevy random facts of the day. Brought to you by Valley Chevy Dealers, serving the Valley for over 80 years. Find new roads at your Chevy dealer. Head to valleychevy.com. Say what you want about these baseball new rules, but at least they're not as goofy as having 3 teams playing at once.
What?
You'll remember this, both of you. Why are you laughing? Because I was, including you.
No, I know. I'm just trying to figure out how far back you're going to go.
1944.
Ooh, yeah.
You guys were both born.
No, not yet.
I might have called that game.
Not quite yet.
The Yankees, Dodgers, and Giants played to raise money for the war. Each team batted 3 times against both others' teams' pitching and defense.
This is
the
exhibition
Dodgers
game?
won. No, this was
Real game?
Regular season?
Yeah.
Wow.
The New York Yankees have the best winning percentage of any Major League Baseball franchise since they were founded in 1903. They've won 57% of their games. Who do you guys think is the last? Who is the last when it comes to winning percentage?
Ooh, man, this is going to be tough. I'm going to say, God, you think of so many great teams.
It's last.
Last in winning percentage.
So it'd be the opposite of what you just thought of.
Yes.
No, I was thinking last. I mean, there's so many teams.
That's not what you said.
No, I'm thinking there's so many
That's
teams.
not what you said.
I said so many teams that are first, but last.
See, Jimmy just laughs, but he doesn't help me. He doesn't help me pile on.
Will you hurry up? I've already got it to you.
Go ahead. What do you got?
I'm going to go with the Cubs.
No.
Wow.
I'll go with the Brew Crew.
Nope.
Rocky Brewers, no?
This is so easy.
Reds?
Nope. When I say it, you would know. Ben, you want to play?
Oh, man.
He's not listening.
Padres.
No.
No, they've had.
I'm listening.
He's there. All right. Do I get a second chance?
Go ahead, Jimmy.
Yeah.
I was going to take the Oakland A's.
Get its winning percentage.
Yeah, but they had such great success for those 5 or 6 years under Charlie Finley. I can't do that.
I'll stop the bleeding.
Rangers.
Nope.
Wow.
The Miami Marlins.
Oh man, I didn't even think of that because they had one World Series.
2 of them.
Yeah.
All right, let's see how good you guys are. Again, we're doing some random facts for Major League Baseball opening day. Cubs won, by the way, 4-0.
Cubs win.
And the big fella, Aaron Judge, was the first to hit a home run today.
Yep.
First inning as the 16th captain of the Yankees. There are 5 Major League Baseball teams that have won every time they have been in the World Series. 2 teams have won twice. And 3 teams have won once.
I'll say the Marlins.
Okay.
They won 2. They've only appeared in 2 and they've
That's
won 2.
correct.
Okay.
Who's the other team?
Devil Rays?
Nope.
St. Louis Cardinals.
No, they've lost a few. I know
That
that
means
for
they've
sure.
won every time. They've never lost.
Never lost in the
D-backs?
World Series.
No.
Oh, bummer.
D-backs have 2 World Series?
Cubs.
Nope.
They won their only World Series.
All right. We got to stick to another sport.
Yeah, we saw.
The Marlins and the Blue Jays are both 2-0.
Okay, I got my
The Los Angeles Angels, Washington Nationals, and the Arizona Diamondbacks are 1-0.
Wow.
Now, and 5 teams have lost every time they've been in the World Series. Padres,
Yeah, I knew that
Rangers,
one. Okay.
Rays,
Yeah, okay.
0-2, Brewers, and Rockies both 0-1. Then there's the Seattle Mariners. They're the only active team to have never been in a World Series.
And they've had some ball clubs.
They made a run last year.
Everybody thought they were going to be there when they had A-Rod and they won all those games. Didn't they win like 117, something like that?
Pinello was the manager?
Yes, Lou
at that
Pinello.
time?
Yeah.
From 1876 to 1887, Major League Baseball players could request whether the pitcher threw the pitches during an at-bat, either high, low, or medium. And then the umpire would adjust the strike zone to that request. And then finally, there's nothing in the official Major League Baseball rules that forces players to wear hats other than a helmet when batting or running bases.
And the helmets didn't come to fruition until like the late 50s because they used to have just a regular hat on.
Just a regular hat on.
Until a couple guys got beamed
Right.
in the helmet. Yeah, the hat's just nothing more for pure decoration. That's all it was for. It's just part of the uniform.
Ever since I've been going to baseball games, they've always had a hat on.
And it was, 5 years ago that the base coaches have got to wear their helmets now, too, after several beatings or line drives.
Yeah, line drive shots. Yep.
A little police blotter for you. Cardinals receiver Hollywood Brown was fined $473 with credit for time served for his speeding arrest on the Loop 101 in August of last year, courtesy of ArizonaFamily.com and TMZ. He was sentenced yesterday at the Desert Ridge Justice Court, but he was arrested on that morning back in August, right before a training camp practice. He was heading on southbound on the 101. He was in the HOV lane, and he was charged with excessive speeding, driving in the HOV lane. He didn't have a Tesla. And he was going 126 miles
2
an
minutes.
hour.
Wait a
Not
minute.
sure what kind of car, but he was going
Wait a minute.
126.
Time served, so the time he sat there in jail overnight was his time served?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he hasn't put up a GoFundMe page for his $400 fine.
I think he's probably had in his wallet.
Oh, I'm sure.
I'm sure he had that in his wallet. And
that's like
I'm
$1 to
surprised
you and me.
there wasn't any community service involved in that as far as 20 hours of going out and talking about the hazards of speeding to some of the high schools or something like that. That cracks me up. Time served. Yeah, you sat in the jail cell for 5 hours. You're good.
You're good.
And finally, a freshman member of the Texas A&M cross-country team interrupted the Aggies baseball game against their rival Texas the other day. This young man, Spencer Werner, he's 19 years old, was charged with criminal trespass and disorderly conduct and exposure as he decided to streak across the field during the 5th inning while holding a longhorn sign with a Trump 2024 painted on his chest.
1 minute.
That boy.
I saw the
Only
video.
in Texas.
I saw the
But
video.
Longhorns won.
In Texas. Good old
They
Texas.
won that game 5-2.
He ran from the right side first baseline to the pitcher's mound and then took off, made a beeline for center field, and jumped over the
Surprised to
fence.
get a standing ovation
Yeah.
after it was all said and done.
Hey, coming up, moving some things around today because we got Brock Purdy joining us at 2:30. Coming up, we'll have a sports handicapper from Vegas, Scott Spreitzer, break down the Final Four as well as opening day for the Diamondbacks and Suns against Denver. Again, Brock Purdy will join us at 2:30, and we have our Twin Peaks picks all coming to you live from Twin Peaks in Tempe. It's Roc and Manuch,
10.
WB. Appreciate you hanging out with us today. This is Fox Sports 910. Rock for RightToyota.com. At Right Toyota, they'd like you to get to know them. Their goal is to make buying your next vehicle the kind of experience that earns your recommendation to family and friends. They invite you to use all of their innovative web tools on RightToyota.com. So if you're looking for a new or pre-owned Toyota, head to their interactive website at RightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection, all at RightToyota.com.
Did you bust your bracket? Plus a few bucks. No worries. Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B are here to give you a chance to win cash during their Big Four weekend at the CAC Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona. The guys are hosting free cash props and squares contest for all 3 games, 2 on Saturday and Championship Monday. Win cash just for watching games with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B at the CAC Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona.
Of course, your favorite station is on the free iHeartRadio app. Take us with you anywhere and listen anytime. Plus, get thousands of other stations and playlists all free. Download our free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
iHeartRadio.
I'm Byron Brown, the anti-lawyer lawyer. When it comes to your personal injury case, I'm straight to the point. I'll answer your call, no BS.
Byron Brown, the anti-lawyer lawyer. Call 1-800-ANTI-LAWYER.
It's March, and you know what that means. Taxes are almost due. Jackson Hewitt can help you win tax season. That's the sound of your maximum tax refund. The sound of getting 50% off tax prep. The sound of many of our competitors' prices going up. And the sound of getting to your nearest Jackson Hewitt. Hurry in for 50% off tax prep before this offer expires April 9th. Limited time offer for new clients filing at participating locations. Max value $200. Visit jacksonhewitt.com/50 for terms.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I'm asking about Prevnar 20 because there's a chance pneumococcal pneumonia could put me in the hospital. Age 65 or older, you may be at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect against pneumococcal pneumonia in just 1 dose. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. The most commonly reported side effect was pain at the injection site. For additional common side effects and full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
I want to be able to keep my plans. So I'm asking my doctor about getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20.
Broadcasting from the Superbook.com studio. Superbook Sports, now live. This is KDME Phoenix, KESC HD2 Phoenix, an iHeart radio station. Available everywhere on our free iHeart radio app. #1 for music, radio, and podcasts, all in one. Here's what's trending on Fox Sports 910.
Cardinals added to their secondary with the signing of quarterback Rashawn Felton on a 1-year contract. He spent his first 3 seasons. The Diamondbacks finalized their roster and released their lineup heading into tonight's matchup with the Dodgers. Outfielder Kyle Lewis will bat leadoff to open the season. Kevin Durant had a modest 16 points, 5 of 18 shooting in his home debut with the Saints as they got the win against the Timberwolves. 41-35 and maintained their hold on the West's 4th playoff spot. The Coyotes resumed their 4-game homestand tomorrow against the Stars. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
For your Thursday, much cooler than where we were yesterday, with temperatures today only getting up into the mid-60s. Chance of rain and even some snow up in the high country. And then for tonight, mostly clear with those temperatures dipping down into those upper 40s. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by Indeed.com. If your company needs to spring into efficient hiring, then check out Indeed. Their powerful hiring platform makes it easy to attract, interview, and hire candidates. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Phase 1, clear takeoff. Since 1995, the Global Positioning System, or GPS, developed by the U.S. military,
Here we go.
has been operational for civilian use.
Please proceed to the highlighted route.
Today, the men and women of the Air Force Reserve
Still trying to get a hold of Sprite.
mission guide you safely on your way while protecting the freedoms we all enjoy. The United States Air Force Reserve, guiding and protecting America.
Calling all sports.
He answered now. We're good.
Jimmy B. Proudly sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing and is powered by the injury attorneys Lerner and Rowe. In Iraq and need a check? Make one call. That's all. 602-977-1900 and always online at lernerandrowe.com. Now time for Calling All Sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
Guys are hot.
Sports 910.
All right, jump right into it. We're out here at Twin Peaks in Tempe. Thanks to our friends over at Dos Equis. Don't forget, you still get in our fan pick'em for our Final Four contest, where you can win a $100 Twin Peaks man card and your height in Dos Equis. Yep, your height in Dos Equis. Go to fanpick'em.com. Scott Spreitzer joins us, DocSports.com. You can follow him on Twitter at Scott Wins, and he joins us now on the right to the guest line. Scott, before we get into the Final Four, did you have much play today on opening day? Do you get into some baseball? Because I know you love the Korean baseball stuff. I mean, you were doing a lot of that during COVID. He's an expert. How about opening day?
Well, yeah, I did actually. I had two plays, and one of them is already final because I played first 5 innings on the Baltimore Orioles. So we cashed the first ticket, and that was around plus 100 or even money, or plus 105 for some. So we got the Orioles in, and I've got a first 5 innings play tonight on your Arizona Diamondbacks.
Nice. So tell us.
Back Zach Gallen.
So how does that bet go down? Tell us how that works for us amateurs.
You're just playing the first 5 innings is what it comes out to, and when at the end of the first 5 innings, you win, lose, or you can push and get your money back if the game is tied after 5 innings.
Okay.
And I do a lot more of that now because of not just the rule changes this year, but especially with unders. When I play unders in baseball, it's 100% first 5 innings now. With the way starters are pulled from games so often early on, 4 innings, 4 2/3 innings. And also because, guys, I don't want to mess with the potential extra inning game where all of a sudden you've got the ghost runner at second, and 6 runs are scored in the 10th inning. And so took that out of the equation too, and I started doing that about a season and a half ago, where all my unders are first 5. But I do also play, again, a lot of first 5s with sides, basically because of baseball, the way the managers have changed the game with, removing starting pitchers so early.
Okay. All right, well, Final Four tips off Saturday. Florida Atlantic Owls facing off the San Diego Aztecs there in Houston. Number 9 seeded Owls, a Cinderella story right now against a 4th-seeded SDSU. All right, odds makers, it looked as though early on they opened with FAU as a 1.5-point underdog. That's now at a 2, right? Or plus 2?
As high as 3 in some books. As high as 3, yeah.
Wow.
They there's I'd say about half the books. I've got about 25 books on my screen in front of me, and about half, 14, 15 books have 3, and the others have 2.5. So it has gone up a little bit. 60% of the tickets thus far are on San Diego State, so it's a little bit of public and, I guess more respected money too that's been coming in on the Aztecs. And yeah, this is a weird Final Four, guys, as we know. And I'm not, as just a fan of college basketball, I never thought I'd say this. If I'm just a fan of college basketball, I'm not that crazy. I'd probably rather watch baseball on Saturday.
Yeah.
But when I look at this game and the line just keeps going up and up, I'm just starting to wonder a little bit about, this line getting a little too high. I liked it a little bit more, obviously, at San Diego State at 1.5. the thing about Florida Atlantic, they've got 4 shooters on the floor at all times that can make threes. And if they can in this game, they win the game. Creighton went 2 for 17 from behind the arc. They make one more. They make just 17.6% of their three-pointers, and they win the game against the Aztecs. And I don't want to take too much away from San Diego State and their defensive play, but the Jays missed a lot of open shots they normally made throughout the season. And Creighton was always ahead by around 4 or 5 points. Alabama, they're up 9 points midway through the second half on the Aztecs. And then Brandon Miller and company goes ice cold from behind the three-point line, and they lose that game. And so it's a combination of San Diego State throwing a wrench into other teams' systems where the other team has the basketball, and the other team's just blowing cold for 6-7 threes when it comes to 3-point to 2-point ratio. I think Golden, the big man inside, is going to need to be effective in the paint. We saw him hit 6 of 11 shots against Kansas State. San Diego State strong in transition shot attempt rate. They don't allow teams to get out of the break. And I look at FAU and I'm thinking, they shot extremely well against Fairleigh Dickinson, but FDU is power rated at like 265th in the country. Against Memphis, Tennessee, and Kansas State, teams that are more comparable in power ratings to SDSU, the Owls only made 25 of 78 threes. That's 32%, which is 4 or 5% below their season-long numbers. That's why I like the Aztecs, because when FAU stepped up, outside of Fairleigh Dickinson, when they stepped up in their other 3 tournament games, that 3-point shot didn't fall. And now you're going up against the second-best team in the nation when it comes to defending the three-pointer. So, again, it's getting to that point where it's almost like you just got to pass. If you can still find 2, which it might come down a little bit by game time, then I think the Aztecs are worth a shot.
All right, we'll get to Miami and UConn here in just a moment. I wanted to get this question to you. Is the action for the books still tremendous, or is it because there are so-called no real blue bloods? Are people not as interested?
Yeah, I've heard so far this week that they're expecting a lower handle than in past years, and part of that is the teams that have reached the Final Four. Part of that is also there's as many places to wager on. You don't have to leave Arizona to go to Las Vegas anymore to wager legally, and so I think it's a combination of the two things. But I've talked to I'm doing a show at the Westgate tomorrow, and that's one of the questions I'm asking the sportsbook director down there is, what do you expect? How much of this handle is going to be affected by the teams that are in the Final Four, if at all? And so far from what I've heard is the action's been normal the first few days of the week, but it's only Thursday, so we'll see what happens this weekend, if it's going to be as much excitement. Yeah, I might be echoing a lot of people's thoughts. If I'm just a fan, if I don't wager on games, I probably watch baseball on Saturday, guys. It's that weird for me, I mean, that's probably what happens.
All right, the second game, Scott, number 5 Miami versus number 4 UConn, and a couple things. You look at Larinaga and you look at Danny Hurley. The coaching aspect of this Final Four, specifically these two, and you got UConn, really the only team, which is amazing, that's ever been to a Final Four out of the other 3. But when you look at this game in particular, the favorite, and besides that, but with Larinaga right there, has been coaching for 90 years. How much will that factor into Miami maybe taking this game over?
Yeah, I like Larinaga a lot. He's one of my favorites, and he's been for a long time. So he's done a tremendous job with this team and making adjustments throughout the game so far. He's done a great job. Here's an interesting note. I don't know if I mentioned this on your show a couple of weeks ago when the dance was starting, but 19 of the last 20 national champions have been rated in the top 25 in both offensive and defensive adjusted efficiency. There were 5 at the start of this tournament. There's only 1 left, and that's the UConn Huskies. And I had them going to the national championship and losing. So that's the only team I've got left in the Final Four in my brackets. Texas, Houston, UCLA, Alabama, they were the other 4. Obviously, they're all gone. So if you believe in the fact that 19 of the last 20 champions have had that prerequisite at both ends of the floor, then you're going to believe that UConn is finally the team that advances to the finals on Monday night. It's just a lot of question marks. They're laying 5.5. And some are questioning the Huskies' path to the Final Four, which includes games against Iona, St. Mary's, Arkansas, Gonzaga. But let's not forget they were power-rated top 5 before the tourney even kicked off. And as I mentioned, their efficiency numbers are through the roof. Fantastic on defense. Only issue that worries me about UConn, or one of the main issues of the 3 or 4, is that they send opponents to the free throw line too often. Offensively, protect the Rock, because the Huskies can get a little careless with the basketball with a somewhat high turnover rate. So you've got Miami, who does force turnovers. They're solid on defense. They shoot well, but they're not that hot at defending the two. Believe it or not, Miami's a Final Four team, yet they are well down in the 200s when it comes to two-point defense. So what Miami's got to do is look to draw fouls, I think, offensively, and stay away from firing up mid-range jumpers. That's when they get into trouble. But they were down 13, midway through the second half against Texas, trailed Indiana in the second half, trailed Drake by 8 with 4 minutes to go. I'm not sure they can count on UConn falling apart down the stretch like those other teams. They're so big. You know, that backcourt's big, physicality. They're bigger than Houston's backcourt, bigger than the Texas backcourt. I think it's going to come down to UConn ended up winning this game by 8 or 9 points. Miami's outside the top 100 in defensive adjusted efficiency. That worries me going up against a team as good as UConn.
So, Scott, as you look ahead, if it does fall on that, as you just predicted, San Diego State and UConn, if you were going to predict a spread, which you always predict in football, you kind of look ahead, where do you think that would be if here we are on Monday and we're talking about UConn and San Diego State?
Yeah, I'm kind of punching up my power ratings here to see about where I would have that.
Okay.
If it's, this of course isn't a sports book line because I'm
sure. This is just us seven, just
I don't
sitting
think
around a bar.
guys, so nice try. No, I'm just kidding. You tried to catch me.
Yeah.
But anyway, I would probably make, I'm just looking at my numbers, power ratings. I would actually have to make UConn about a 7-point favorite over the Aztecs.
Okay. Good stuff.
From a power rating standpoint.
Right.
Hey, thanks for moving our schedule with you today. We appreciate it. We have this guy by the name of Brock Purdy, and our time was limited. So thanks for moving around. We appreciate it.
I've heard of him.
Yeah.
Take care.
Thank you, buddy. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Scott.
That's Scott
Take
Spreitzer
care, guys.
joining us. Follow him on Twitter at Scott Wins and always at DocSports.com. Hey, join us on Saturday and Monday.
2 minutes.
We'll be out at the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. We'll have 12-year NBA veteran and ASU standout, had his number retired for the Nuggets and for the Sun Devils, Fat Lever. Also, North Carolina Tar Heel, 3-time NBA champion and color analyst for your GCU Lopes, Scotty Williams. Both will be joining us on Saturday. We'll do a special Q&A during both games, and you'll also have an opportunity to win cash during the games. Both games on Saturday, we'll be doing props and squares, and on Monday, we'll be doing the same. It's all free. Doesn't cost you anything to play. Doesn't cost you anything to win money. All you got to do is show up and hang out and enjoy some good times at the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. Coming up, another edition. Do you guys want me to sit this one out?
Oh, please. Listen to him, Jimmy. He's like calling us. No, you play Rock. Go ahead.
Sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Already talking smack.
Yeah, look at him.
I've won like 3 weeks in a row.
Actually, I'm going to kind of slow down because I got chastised for talking too much last time.
You've been quiet today. You've been good today.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm chilling out today.
Bring it on, Rock.
It's called Quick Draw Manuch. Rock is the defending champ, and he will go at it again here and see if he can win yet again. It's the easiest game in sports radio, and that is next right here on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
The Twin Peaks Fan Pick'em is back. Win 910 on 910 Bracket Challenge presented by Dos Equis. Win man cards after every round. Win the entire bracket and take home a $910 man card. Plus your height in Dos Equis. Head to fanpick'em.com.
Win cash by watching the NCAA championship game at the CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
Play their free props and squares contests.
That's Championship Monday with the guys at the CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona.
I'm attorney Kevin Rill, here to tell you the biggest thing I've learned about insurance companies over the years, and it's really simple. They don't care about you. That's it. Insurance companies are publicly traded companies who have an obligation to their shareholders to deliver profits. They have teams of investigators, adjusters, and lawyers all working against you from the moment you call them, and they want to pay you as little as possible for your injuries. Hurt in a wreck? Don't be a victim of the insurance companies. Call Lerner and Rowe today.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Whether it's beer and wings with the guys or a steak or ribs with that special someone, Tavern Grill Scottsdale is the place to be. Tavern Grill is now the home of Huss Brewing Company's Roc and Manuch Lager. Tavern Grill Scottsdale at 8880 East Via Linda.
Hear that? That's the sound of the 2023 Chevy Silverado's turbo high-output engine, delivering impressive power with no compromised durability. Whether you're helping friends move or just moving some friends, this is the sound of a family with plenty of rear seat room to enjoy the ride. And this is the sound of you heading to your local Chevy dealer today. Find your Silverado and find new roads. Chevrolet. See your Valley Chevy dealers.
If you own a small business, you've probably been hearing a lot about the ERC, how it's worth up to $26,000 per employee, how easy it is. You know the spiel. So why am I still talking to you about it now? Because many of you still haven't filed a claim. But Innovation Refunds can help you close the book on this thing. They're backed by one of those big CPA firms the corporations use so they can determine once and for all if your business qualifies. And it's free to find out. Go to innovationrefunds.com. That's innovationrefunds.com.
Discover credit cards automatically double all the cash back you earn at the end of your first year, which means... Wait, hold up. Question for the audio engineer.
Go ahead.
Did I read that right? Discover automatically doubles all your cash back?
Yeah, that's what the script says.
So if I get a Discover card right now, I can earn twice the cash back.
Apparently. Wait! Unlimited first-year cash back match. Only from Discover. See terms and learn more at discover.com/match.
Meant for mornings. The Drive with Jody Ayler. Listen tomorrow, 6 to 10 on Fox Sports 910.
Yippee-yi-yo, Coyote galloping all the way. Great big star on his chest. Outruns all of the rest. Fastest going in the West. Yippee-yi-yo, Coyote riding around your way. Here comes Quick Draw Manuch. The highfalutinous, after shooting this cowboy you ever saw.
Guys are hot.
All right, it's called Quick Draw Manuch, and coming up right after this incredible contest that I plan on winning once again, Brock Purdy will join us, the San Francisco 49er, the starting quarterback.
We certainly hope so. Sounds like that's all indications are leaning that way.
Seems like it.
Yeah, seems like
from
that way.
From the winter meetings, that could be the case. So this is a game we've been doing for a few years now. We just brought it back from the archives. Basically, you got Jax and Ben as the judges. They will ask the question. We have to answer with the letter that they give us. And we get points by speed and creativity. So with that being said, best of 7.
Hello, everybody. Welcome in Quick Draw Manuch. I'm your host, Jackson. Let me have my moment.
Let
me have my moment.
You have Saturday.
Yeah.
You have Saturday.
Greet, slow down.
Yeah. This
Okay.
is this is Monday through Friday radio.
Wow.
Saturday, you guys, you and Bauer,
you
can
go
do your
off.
thing.
It was awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Well, the current leaderboard right now.
Oh, I see. She's trying to score points before the game. I get it.
Can I host my segment, please?
Oh, man. Here
Sorry.
we go.
Wow.
Sorry.
Hey, Rook, it's thank you, sir, may I have a no. That's the proper answer.
I was going to say the standings.
Oh, go ahead.
So the standings, Rock is in the lead with 4.
He's shocker.
Manuch second with 3, and Jimmy with 1.
Yeah,
Can I just preface it by saying I got into the game, after the third week?
I had won 3 in a row before.
You had before I started playing.
Yeah,
Before I started playing.
Jimmy's over. That's all right, Jimmy.
Yeah.
All righty, let's get her going. First question. Name a date idea for you and your spouse that starts with the letter C.
Rock. Candlelight dinner.
Oh, very, very good. Manuch. Cabo San Lucas.
Okay.
You know, they're going to fly down there on a date, and there we go.
Yeah, like they would have it. Like
Yeah.
you would do that.
Yeah.
Cabo San
Like,
Lucas.
It's got to be
There you go.
realistic.
Yeah,
It is.
Exactly. Jimmy B. I would probably go to Crab Shack.
Crap or crab?
Crab.
Okay.
The Crab Shack.
Okay.
Okay, I could see you and Kimmy going to Crab
Yeah,
Shack. I
absolutely.
could not see Manuch and Lurie going to Cabo.
We got a timeshare down there, so we would.
I'm going to go Rock. Candlelit.
Very creative. All right.
Very creative.
Creative.
Hey,
Anybody
this is what happens when you don't get married. You got lots of ideas.
Anybody do candlelight there? Cabo San Lucas going down there.
Yeah, anybody can do
Nice.
that.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, you may not come back.
All right, second question. Name a food that starts with the letter P. Manuch.
Peanuts.
Jimmy B.
Jimmy.
Pineapple.
That's a food?
Yeah, pineapple's a food.
Shoot. And by the way, I said it first. Pizza.
No, you didn't say it first.
I did. If you play it, Ben.
Is pineapple on a pizza?
He went to you before they went to me.
Well, it's because isn't reset every time. Like after he answers, doesn't it reset and then Jimmy went, right?
No.
No. First, second, third.
Okay.
Food. Okay,
I'm
food.
gonna give this up to my second judge. Which one do you like, Ben?
Food.
Pineapple.
I think it'd be pretty ludicrous to not say pizza. That's the most well-liked answer.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, food. You're not gonna fill up on peanuts and pineapple.
Baseball season, opening day.
You're not filled up. I'll have pizza.
That's a
You're also
creative
probably
one.
not going to get
You can put
diabetes either.
pineapple on a
Good
freaking
point.
pizza.
That's
All right,
dumb.
2-0-0. Rock is in the lead. Name a golfer, current or past, whose first or last name starts with the letter S.
Roc and Manuch.
Rock.
Scotty Scheffler.
Slamming Sammy Snead.
I was going to
One
go
of the
with
greatest of all time.
But not the greatest right now.
No, he's
the
not.
world number one.
Yeah.
that. No, that is correct.
Slamming
Scheffler
Sammy
is number
All
one.
right, Jimmy, answer the question.
Oh, sorry about that. It was what, letter S?
Yes, Jimmy.
4 is a shutout.
Seve Ballesteros.
It's not bad.
Not bad.
3-0-0, Rock.
No, come on.
Come on,
Dude.
guys. Be realistic.
Come on. Slamming,
I gave it S for the first and last name.
Oh, my
You can't
God.
get any stronger than that.
slamming Sammy Snead. I gave three S's there.
And
Yeah.
Seve Ballesteros
Yeah.
was like a
Right.
godlike figure on the
Yeah.
on the golf
All
course.
right, Jax, you just, I know. Just that nose, just rub that. Rub
Just
that brow
world
off that
number
nose.
one. World number one.
Yeah.
Seve was number one in the world. This sucks.
So today is opening day, so I want to have a baseball question in there for you.
Peanuts was a baseball answer, by the way.
Name a baseball term that starts with the letter P.
Manuch. Making a move.
What?
Rock.
What?
Making a move.
Making a
Rock.
move.
Making a move to the
Let them
bullpen.
start with P.
Put out.
There
You
you go.
say P?
P.
Yeah.
P, yeah. Jimmy, punch out on the strikeout. Punch
That's
out.
pretty good there. Thought you said M.
No, we heard P.
Oh,
we heard
okay.
that.
Yeah.
Yes.
P and M do not sound alike.
I was trying to jump the gun. I was trying to cheat the system on that one there.
See, there you go.
There
You
you
got
go,
to
see?
cheat to win. That's so dishonest.
Yeah, punch out.
Okay, for good radio, Jimmy gets a point.
Man.
Let's keep it
That would
going.
have been a shutout.
Name a celebrity whose name starts with K.
Manuch. Kevin Costner.
Jimmy B.
Jimmy B.
Katie Holmes. Got nothing, Rock.
I got no jam.
Rock.
Evil Knievel.
I'm going to go Manuch.
Thank you very
I'm
much.
going to go Manuch
All
on that
right.
one.
Only
3-1-1.
I only need one. I'm all right.
Okay. Name a store that starts with the letter B.
A store?
Manuch.
A store?
A store.
A store.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
A store?
Rock.
A restaurant.
Rock.
A store, not a restaurant. A store.
Books and Noble.
Oh, man.
Books and Noble. I've never heard of
no,
that.
it's
Barnes
no, it's
Barnes
and Noble.
You know what I meant?
He should be
I still
out
got it. I
because
still
of
got
that.
it.
He should
Barnes
be
and
out.
Noble. Manuch. Barnes and Noble. Because he said Books and Noble. Barnes and Noble.
Oh, man.
I mean, technically, if you
Rock, what do you got?
Best Buy.
Oh,
Well, if you guys are going to complain about trying to figure out what I had messed up,
That's good.
all right, fair enough.
Jimmy B.
I got nothing.
All right, Ben, which one do you
I'm
like?
upset.
well, in a spelling bee, if you say the word wrong before you say it, you technically get it wrong. And since those rules don't match with ours, I assume that is what we should do. So I'm going to go Manuch here for better radio.
Let's go. Better radio.
You guys just keep stealing my ideas.
3 minutes.
3, 2, 1.
Can't beat
Rock.
him. Hey, if you can't beat him, join him.
That's it.
Yeah.
Next question. Name a word to describe yourself that starts with the letter H.
Rock.
Jimmy.
Rock.
Humbled.
Handsome.
Happy. I didn't hear any of your guys' names.
I said Jimmy B.
Manuch.
I said it.
Okay.
I said mine. I said
Yeah.
Rock.
Yeah.
You said handsome,
Happy.
happy, humbled, handsome.
No
I'm
way.
going to go to Ben on this one once again. This is a perfect
You.
question for Ben to judge.
Well, each of them described something that they're not: handsome, humble, and happy. Manuch is never happy. Jimmy is not I mean, Rock is not humble all the time. So, but Rock's was the best.
What?
So I'm gonna go Rock.
I'm going to go with that. He wins his 4th straight.
This is too easy.
Oh, you guys
gotta change. And then, you know,
This is
and
horrible.
the other two you guys had to steal after because I mispronounced.
Well, we finished it for you. Though.
2 minutes.
Yeah. I knew what I went. I don't know why I did Best Buy right away.
That's
You're taking humble instead of handsome. We all know.
I'm always happy. What are you talking about,
We
Ben?
always know that Rock is not humble.
See, if I was the judge, on that last question, I would have gave it to Manuch. He is always happy.
I am happy. It's just my
dude. You're too short to be handsome.
No,
short people aren't handsome.
I am the stud boy.
Really?
The boy, yeah, the little boy, yeah, the little boy.
Good job, Jax. Bring it today, buddy.
Thank you. The thing about Jax, so I kind of find I have a little problem. He had the he couldn't answer by himself.
Yeah, I know that was kind of something. I didn't.
You got to be a little stronger. I mean, if you're going to be the host,
I thought it was me and Ben are the judges, right?
Oh, okay.
So I wanted to incorporate my my Robin.
Yeah, I thought you might have
Robin.
Yeah. I thought you might have passed the buck on a couple of those, but that's okay. You know, we got Ben back.
I think you're trying to get a raise from Rock. Is what I.
Hey, we're out here. You already got one this week.
trouble.
Twin Peaks is where we're at today in Tempe. Again, our fan pick'em. You can still get in for our Final Four team bracket contest. Go to fanpick'em.com. First place, who wins it all, will get themselves a $100 Twin Peaks man card and their height in Dos Equis. Yes, their height in Dos Equis. Fanpick'em.com. Coming up, what an incredible year for a local kid who's no longer a local kid. Brock Purdy just had elbow surgery 2 weeks ago. We're going to catch up with him, find out how he's doing. He will join us next right here on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
What's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix?
For Kevin Durant, it was a 16-point night. He was 5 of 18 from the field in his home debut. As the Suns beat the Timberwolves, that puts them at 41-35, and they stay in the West's 4th playoff spot. The Coyotes resume their 4-game homestand tomorrow against the Stars. The Cardinals added to their secondary with the signing of quarterback Rashad Felton on a 1-year contract. He spent his first 3 seasons with the Chiefs. And the Diamondbacks finalized their roster, and they've released their lineup. Heading into tonight's matchup with the Dodgers, outfielder Kyle Lewis will bat leadoff to open the season. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
The right price, the right selection. It's all now at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. Stop by today and see why Wright Toyota continues to be Arizona's top Toyota dealership, located just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard and online at wrighttoyota.com.
Golfers, you won't want to miss the Vans Golf Shop's Wilson Golf Fitting event happening this week. This big event is your chance to check out the new Wilson Dynapower woods and irons. Come meet with the Wilson Golf team and get custom fit for the new Dynapower woods and irons. Schedule your custom fitting appointment online at Vans Golf Shops today. Don't miss it. It's happening this week. Vans Golf Shops, home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee, unmatched expertise, unmatched service.
Join Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B every Thursday as they broadcast live 1 to 4 from one of the Fort Valley Twin Peaks. Tune in at 2:45 for Peaks Picks to win a man card. For this week's location, head to rockandmanuch.com. That's Thursdays at Twin Peaks.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado features a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without that tequila burn. It's why they won platinum and gold medals and are now listed as one of the world's top tequilas by Rolling Stone. Head over to your local store, favorite bar, or restaurant in all 7 Barrio Queen locations. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of game day.
Tune in Saturday morning from 9 to 11 for Backspin, the golf show presented by Pigs. Play your best. The Backspin boys take you inside the ropes every week with guests and great debates on the game. Backspin, the golf show on Fox Sports 910.
Set sail with Princess Cruises, the original love boat, and fall in love with your vacation like never before. You'll love our friendly crew. You'll love our destinations, from Alaska to Europe to the Caribbean. You'll love our world-class dining and entertainment. Most of all, you'll love getting away from it all as you get closer to the ones you love. So come aboard. We're expecting you. Princess Cruises. Come feel the love. Contact your travel advisor or visit princess.com today.
Stunning design, unmatched intelligence, and a compact ready for anything build. Sometimes exceptional is the rule. The Mercedes-Benz GLA, member of the unrivaled SUV family. Learn more at MBUSA.com.
Victor deployed for the first time to Afghanistan in 2003. At 4 a.m, my phone rang. They said, "I regret to inform you that your husband was wounded in action." Victor sustained a moderate traumatic brain injury. I was doing school full-time, and I was also then caring for Victor. One of the most important elements of caregiving is taking care of yourself. I just didn't want to forget that I also had goals and that I also had a life. What I did is I challenged Victor to meet me halfway. There are almost 6 million military and veteran caregivers across the nation. We have our own journey, and we can fulfill that journey at the same time that we are helping our loved one.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for a free military veterans guide to navigate your caregiving journey and better care for your loved one and yourself. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
It's a Twin Peaks Thursday. Back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, broadcasting live from one of the 5 Valley Twin Peaks on Fox Sports 910 and the iHeartRadio app.
And down to 2, they get it off. Purdy looks to throw. Juszczyk, touchdown, San Francisco.
Our next guest, sadly, tore his UCL in the 49ers NFC Championship game against the Philadelphia Eagles and had it surgically repaired just earlier this month. Not sure of the timeline right now. It depends on what you read, but we figured, hey, Manuch has been training him since he was a young man, and now he joins us, Brock Purdy, here on the Right to It guest line of Fox Sports 910. Rock, it's Rock and Manuch and Jimmy B. How you doing today, buddy? What's going on?
How we doing, Brock?
What's up, guys? How you guys doing? Thanks for having me.
Good. Well, thanks for coming on. So kind of walk us through, for those of us who have not had a surgery like that, walk us through that day and how long did it take, and then obviously we want to follow up and see how you're doing now.
Yeah, just went in, had surgery first thing in the morning, and then really from there, it's, you're on painkillers, you're trying to just, wake up and feel better, and then the next couple of weeks is all about just getting your range of motion, and that's where I'm at right now. Scars everything's healed up from the stitches, and I'm just working on my range of motion and start throwing at 3 months. So that's where I'm at right now.
It's interesting, Brock. I saw that device, that photo. You got that thing on your arm, looked like a little clock piece or expandable piece. Explain that sling/device on your arm and how that thing works. It looks like it's high tech from the 2025 era or something like that.
Yeah. It's an arm brace, and when you first get in it after surgery, you're in at 90 degrees, and then from there you can start opening it up to help with your range of motion. But all it is just to keep your arms safe, when you're out walking around or doing therapy and stuff. But at night I can take it off and do some normal motions with just looking at my arm. But yeah, out in public, man, it looks like I got a robotic arm. So
it did look like that when I saw the photo. Are you past the frustration of having to leave that game and the incident that took place? Are you now just focusing on your rehab and then preparing for next season?
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, I think you have to move on. You have to start taking it one day at a time, and be where your feet are at. Stay in the present. Understand that, we have a goal for this next season. That's to get back to the NFC Championship and win the Super Bowl. So you do have to get past it, but at the same time, you got to sort of remember those kind of things that happen. It makes you who you are. And for me, I'm not going to let something like that, tear me down or anything. I'm going to learn from it, and we're going to get better.
Brock, it seems as though everybody, your teammates, fans, everybody was very, very supportive of the scenario, getting the surgery. How involved are the 49ers medical staff and all the people on a day in and day out basis? And did they fly out to Dallas as well, too, to either help with the surgery or be part of the surgery?
Yeah, they've been great. They've been in it every step of the way. The minute I went out and had surgery, the head athletic trainer, Dustin Little's out there with me, made sure everything went well. And then after, he made sure everything was handled as I got back to Arizona and started up rehab. They've called in every day. They come out, they fly out, they make sure I'm doing well. I'm with a specialist out here in Arizona who's done, this rehab on the elbow. hundreds of thousands of times. He's a baseball guy, and so they trust in him, and everything's going as planned.
And what does that curtail, Brock? What are some of the things you do on a daily basis? Like grips, strengthening for a lot of people. We always hear about the Tommy John. Yours obviously was not Tommy John. Kind of walk us through your day of rehab.
Yeah, I mean, it's, hands-on at first. He just, make sure all the muscles and everything around my ligament are doing well, that I'm moving them. We work on range of motion, trying to touch the shoulder and the back of my head and just different things like that right now. And then, we start off with, putting on cuffs, like weighted cuffs around my wrists and lifting up my arm, just trying to get my arm strength back. And then as the stitches, come out, then you can start sweating and doing, cardio and things like that, which all that blood flow helps, your arm heal as well. So there's different stages to it, but it's going well.
And at what point do they feel you can probably start throwing again? Is it 2 months, 3 months, or there'll be a certain criteria you're going to have to pass before they allow you to throw football?
Yeah, I mean, the protocol is you start throwing at 3 months, but it all depends on how your therapy and your range of motion and everything goes up until that point. So there's definitely some boxes I have to check off first until I get to that point, but that's the plan as of now.
Have you already started to get yourself ready for training camp by looking at film? I'm just curious.
Yeah, there's a couple weeks, after the season and the injury and everything had happened where I was just, I needed to get away from football. But, the last month or so I've been, just watching some games and going back to the basics of the playbook and my reads and my footwork and even formations and motions and things like that. So you gotta start getting that, ingrained in you before you go back. And that's where I'm at.
So Brock, when you go back and look throughout the year and the great year it was, what were some of the pros that you can carry forward? And what were some of the cons that you want to get corrected before next year?
Yeah, I think, starting with the cons, like just footwork, being on time. Every concept has its own timing. And, there was times last year where you could just tell, I was still getting used to things, even when I was playing. The timing of a slant, with Brandon Ayuk compared to Deebo Samuel. There's two different, types of routes. And so getting used to that kind of thing, that's something I have to hammer away at in the off season. And then just the pros, just building off of, the leadership and the courage that I had of, stepping out and going and leading a team. You have to have confidence in the NFL, and you can see it on the film. And I just have to keep building off that as well.
I'm just real curious. Did you hook up with one of your former players at Iowa State, Breece Hall, because he missed last season after the knee injury? And if so, what was that conversation about?
Yeah, Breece and I actually met up during the Super Bowl week here in Arizona, and we were just talking about, the season and everything and congratulating one another. But obviously he tore his ACL midway through, and he was having a tremendous year. And he was just saying the mental part of it, man, during the rehab, how tough it is. And you're going to get pushed, and, you have to go through that pain, to get back your strength and to get your body back to where it was. And he said it's a mental grind, but definitely going to be worth it in the end. So glad we're able to talk about things like that.
Yeah, Brock, I just was wondering how motivated you see Christian McCaffrey. I saw on his Twitter side how he's getting after it. I don't know if it's back in San Francisco or wherever it's at right now, but I mean, it seems as though this team, the way things ended, and unfortunately for you, a quarterback, that this team still had a lot in the tank, and guys are, with all the free agent moves and guys leaving, guys coming and going, that you guys are bound and determined to get right back there where you left off last year.
Yeah, I mean, every single year, and this is my first year experiencing it, but you're going to lose guys. It's a business. You have to pay some guys. Some guys, have to go to other teams, and it's all part of it. But I think, the core of the Niners, from last year and the years before, it's still there. And we still have that same mindset of wanting to get back to where we were. Obviously, some things didn't go our way at the end, but we're all, determined, man. My guys are training already, getting after it. And once we all get back together, the next couple of weeks, it's going to be on from there. So,
hey, Brock, I got to mention, you mentioned Super Bowl week. And I saw you were at the Fanatics party, which was like the hottest party, I think, of the whole year. All these celebrities. I want to kind of hear your opinion, how you got that invite. And then was there a celebrity that you were kind of starstruck that you saw there or maybe recognized yourself and you were like, oh, man, like they know who I am and I've known who this guy is for the past couple of years?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, my agent, knows a lot of guys at Fanatics, and we're doing some deals with them, so they do a great job of, posting their clients. So we got in, and yeah, just seeing all these big name guys, and more importantly, just how nice they are, and just like they're humans. They're, we see all of them on TV, and I met, Cooper Kupp, and I saw Devontae Adams. And I'm like, man, I got, I'm hanging out with these guys and talking to them, but they're down to earth people, and they work out hard at what they do, and they're the best at what they do because of that. So it was cool.
3 minutes.
Meet a lot of great people like that.
Rock, I'm just curious. There's this guy that came out in my class in 1979, a guy by the name of Joe Montana. We came out the same year. What that conversation was like the first time you met Joe, and how they went back and forth, because he had a lot of glowing things to say about you there with the 49ers.
Yeah, that was another great human being I met, and just really just being able to say, thanks, man, for paving the way for us quarterbacks, and showing us what it's like to obviously be the best at what you do in the NFL as a quarterback, but the way he handles himself during his career. And then obviously the goals that we have as 49er quarterbacks to be like Joe, and Steve Young obviously too, but just to be able to pick his brain a little bit, and then have him, say some encouraging things for me for my career moving forward. It was such a big moment for me, man, and being able to meet him. So very humbling and an honor, just to shake his hand.
Your coach,
2 minutes.
Your coach has come out and basically said, you're the starter. It's your job to lose. Do you feel any extra pressure because of that or not?
No, sir. It's just, for me, I have to get healthy first. That's how I'm looking at it day by day, is I have to get healthy. Everything will fall into place from there. Other than that, man, I love my teammates. I love to compete, and I'm going to do whatever it takes to help, this organization win. And, that's how I'm looking at it, and nothing more than that.
So, Brock, you're saying you got to work that footwork, so there's no excuse for you not to be out in the lab make sure you're doing your footwork, and you hold on to a ball or something like that. We'll put you in bubble wrap so you don't fall. So there's no excuse why you should be out in the lab doing the 9,000 cone drills we do, right?
That's right. I mean, that's where it starts, man. In the summer, the dog days with Manuch, man. Footwork and the foundation is built there, man.
The dog days.
Oh my God! Even though it's 115 out there, Brock, we're gonna get it done, right?
Exactly. We're going
1 minute
with Manuch, and he's got a cold towel waiting for us.
That's exactly right. Brock, take care of yourself. No rush. You got to do this. Take your time, and we can't wait to see you back on the field. So thanks so much for taking some time for us today. We appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
It's Brock Purdy joining us here on the Right to It Guest Line, Fox Sports 910. As 3 months, he's going to start throwing.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. And I think he'll be just fine. Thank God it wasn't Tommy John.
Yeah.
They put that plate in there versus pulling a ligament from his other bicep. So he'll be known Brock. He's working his butt off. Interesting. You talked about the tape. I'm sure he's watched every game he's played at least 4 times over.
I bet he has.
Because he's just that kind of a guy.
Yeah.
He was like that at Iowa State.
Yep.
Yeah, high school, but he's going through, and he's honest with himself, brutally honest about the good and the bad, as he talked about. But, that team's bound and determined to get back there.
That team is loaded once again.
Brock Purdy is driven by All City Towing here in Tempe. All City Towing continues to grow. They are hiring. Go to allcitytowing.com. Search careers, All City Towing, as they have full-time positions available. They have incredible benefits, a 401k program with a generous company match. But it's on you to apply online now at allcitytowing.com. Just search careers. Well, it's time for this week's Twin Peaks Picks, powered by Dos Equis. We'll take the fifth caller at 602-260-9191 for our Twin Peaks Challenge. You'll compete against one of the Twin Peaks girls for a $25 man card. That's a few ice-cold Dos Equis man-sized beers here. We'll take the fifth caller, 602-260-9191. It's Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B, Fox Sports 9.
This is The Herd.
Attention listeners.
With Colin Cowherd.
He is not just the best player in the game. There's nothing really to compare him to. It's like Mookie Betts and Verlander in his prime morphed Shohei Ohtani is 28. He's going to get a $600 million contract. You can absolutely validate $250 million as a pitcher.
This is The Herd. Tomorrow at 10. Listen to Fox Sports 910 anywhere on our free iHeartRadio app.
What's up, guys? Jason Payne, owner of State 48 Roofing. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook. Hashtag Sexy Roof Status. At State 48 Roofing, we are family owned and operated, born and raised in Arizona. We'd love to give back to our schools and community. Contact us at state48roofing.com.
This is for the men who never settle, the ones who believe only quitters end a game in a tie, the type of guys who choose the bar with the biggest TVs to overcompensate for theirs at home, and the men who use PTO to catch afternoon basketball in March with the boys. This is the Lodge mentality. This is Twin Peaks.
Who wants to settle for a single TV? With more TVs, bigger screens, plus our fabulous scenic views, there's more to watch at Twin Peaks.
Hey, it's Gross. Join me, Bauer, and Jackson every Saturday from 11 to 1 live from the Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona for Take the Points. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar.
Hey, Arizona, if you're shopping for a new or certified used vehicle, visit any one of your 13 Valley Chevy dealers for the best deals and offers on trucks, crossovers, SUVs, and cars. The Silverado is the #1 best-selling full-size light-duty pickup. So check it out during truck season going on now at your Valley Chevy dealers or visit valleychevy.com. Based on S&G Global Mobility 2022 calendar year end, U.S. new vehicle registrations using GM custom retail registration type in the GM half-ton large pickup segments.
Breaking news.
Tax refund shock is everywhere, but what is it?
My tax refund shrank.
Mine too. The culprit? Pandemic-related stimulus payments and tax credits expiring. In this reporter's opinion, you need a tax expert.
Hey guys, Jackson Hewitt guarantees your biggest refund.
And tax prep is 50% off? Going there now.
50% off is a limited time offer for new clients filing at participating locations. Max value $200. Visit jacksonhewitt.com/50 for terms.
Progressive protects more than just your home and car. You could save when you bundle your motorcycles, ATVs, boats, and RVs. Doesn't that sound good? Like the sound of the wind in the trees as your RV sits parked in the forest. Is that the call of the majestic owl? And there's the sound of a tree branch crashing into the roof of your RV. Oof, I guess their nest was in that branch. But you know what does sound good? You're covered with Progressive. So bundle all your vehicles and home in one place and save with the multi-policy discount. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers.
It's a Twin Peaks Thursday. Back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Broadcasting live from one of the five Valley Twin Peaks on Fox Sports 910 and the iHeartRadio app.
Look, San Diego State as well. Jeff is not a man of upsets. He took UConn here. I would tell you everything Jeff said if we weren't on the radio. It wasn't family friendly. So he's going to go ahead and take the D-backs here. Well, Jeff has taken the Suns, but not Suns in 4, Suns by 4, 104-100.
Unders for some of these games as well too. But I mean, the defense of San Diego State versus the offense of FAU. I mean, I don't think we're going to see a 62-59 kind of game like we saw when San Diego State won last week. Hell, it was first one to 65. But any particular time, these teams can open it up and blow off the doors. You're surprised how big FAU is, Jimmy. That this team has so much versatility in their game, and when they turn it on, Katie bar the door.
Well, they're a really good team. I mean, we all know that. Their record speaks of it as well. And to be honest with you, I'm surprised a lot of people. I had them moving out into the Sweet 16 and then getting beat because I felt, and I watched them play a couple of times, they're a talented team. Look, Dusty May, the head coach, he was the coach of the year.
Yes, he was.
Coach of the year.
Yeah.
So with what he has done there, you just got to shake your head then and just go, man, oh man, that little school in Boca Raton, Florida, and Lane Kiffin was there as their football coach, and he put them on the map. They went to bowl games. So it's interesting to see how this is happening.
Well, when Lane Kiffin fell out of the penthouse, he landed there.
He did.
To reestablish his career.
He did.
Did a great job before moving on and going to Ole Miss where he's at right now. But the one thing that you look at San Diego State is the coaching aspect.
3 minutes.
And with the coaches we talk about, Larinaga, and you talk about Billy Hurley.
Sure.
And you look at those things from that standpoint. And, at what point does it you let the players play, or what point does the coaching have to take into effect? Because if San Diego State slows this game down, I think, and then they can hang with them, I think it favors San Diego State.
Going back to Florida Atlantic, you talk about Kiffin, getting his career back on track.
Reignited.
That's what that school's for.
It is.
Tom Herman's there now.
Yeah.
Tom Herman most recently was, this will be his first year, was at Texas.
Yep.
If you remember, he was at Iowa State. He was at Ohio State, spent some time with the Chicago Bears. A friend of mine when he was at Iowa State, and I think he is going to do quite well there. And again, he'll only be there for a little while, like a Lane Kiffin, and he'll head off because he went Houston head coach to Texas to the Bears, which seems like nobody can be at Texas that long, and then now here he is, first year at Florida Atlantic. He was in the crowd. You saw him last week at the game. Speaking of football, I thought this was quite interesting that
2 minutes.
ESPN is going to broadcast the Colorado spring game with Chris Fowler and Robert Griffin III. It is already sold out. They expect over 45,000, which is not a big number, but there's some other previous engagements going on at the arena that day, or the stadium that day. The previous spring game record was in 2008, and they had just over 17,000 Buff fans.
And this
is 45,000, and it'll be televised on ESPN.
Let the prime time begin.
It is.
How about that?
Hey,
An
look,
April televised game on ESPN.
They have a quarterback. I mean, look, Sanders' kid, Shadir,
Junior's there.
He is good.
He's very good.
He's a good player, Manuch.
Yeah,
you watch him closely,
yes.
and he's got arm strength. He's got mobility.
1 minute.
And I just think that he's not going to have – if everybody thinks they're going to be in a bowl game this year, they got another thing coming.
He does have
there's 40-plus bowls. You got a good shot.
Well, okay.
But 80
got to win
teams.
5 or 6 games, all it takes.
I got to see if they can do that.
Bowl games do a lot. I mean, I'll
Yeah.
tell you, from my alma mater, Ohio, they won down in Tucson this past year in the Barstool deal.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, just by watching social media and just seeing some of the
30.
Players that they're getting for a Mid-America Conference, bowl games do matter.
They matter.
You get publicity, especially at Barstool, which is a younger kind of app that people watch and streaming. So, interesting to see that. Hour number 3 is coming up from Twin Peaks at Tempe. It's Major League Baseball opening day. But 1 in 3 baseball fans say they can't even afford a ticket this year. And we'll talk some Cardinals football with Howard Balzer. It's all coming up as we continue right here on Fox Sports 910.
Are you looking for a change in your career path or just looking to get back into the employment market again? Look no further. All City Towing is searching for motivated teammates to join their team. Current openings are in the areas of customer service, tow truck operators, yard management, facilities maintenance, and dispatch. If you're looking for a challenging yet rewarding opportunity, a great benefits program including 401k program with a generous company match, and a company that is a leader in the industry, apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call All City's HR department at 480-833-7278. All City Towing is Arizona's largest towing transport vehicle storage provider. Locally owned and invested within the communities they service. If you enjoy helping others by providing great customer service, working as a team, and possess great communication skills, All City is for you. Apply online at allcitytowing.com/careers or call 480-833-7278. That's allcitytowing.com.
On the free iHeartRadio app, you never pay to hear what you love, and you never wait to hear what you want. Save your money, save your time, and listen anywhere. Download the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
iHeartRadio. If you have certain chronic conditions, such as heart disease,
asthma,
diabetes, and you're 19 years of age or older, 52,
36,
42, you may be at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect against pneumococcal pneumonia in just 1 dose. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. The most commonly reported side effect was pain at the injection site. For additional common side effects and full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
I'm going to ask my doctor
about getting vaccinated
with Prevnar 20.
Hello, Arizona. It's Billy Harfosh, host of CEOs You Should Know. My guest this week is John Woods, Provost and Chief Academic Officer of the University of Phoenix. Check out our conversation on your favorite podcasting platform. Just search CEOs You Should Know.
Set sail with Princess Cruises, the original love boat, and fall in love with your vacation like never before. You'll love our friendly crew. You'll love our destinations, from Alaska to Europe to the Caribbean. You'll love our world-class dining and entertainment. Most of all, you'll love getting away from it all as you get closer to the ones you love. So come aboard. We're expecting you. Princess Cruises. Come feel the love. Contact your travel advisor or visit princess.com today.
Joe Brown here with Access Law Group.
If you were hurt in an accident, find us on the web at accidentlawgroup.com.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting from the Superbook.com studio. Superbook Sports, now live. This is KGME Phoenix, KESC HD2 Phoenix, an iHeart radio station. Available everywhere on our free iHeart radio app. Number one for music, radio, and podcasts, all in one. Here's what's trending on Fox Sports 910.
The Diamondbacks have finalized their roster and released their lineup heading into tonight's matchup with the Dodgers. Kyle Lewis will bat leadoff to open the season. Zach Gallen will be on the bump. Kevin Durant had 16 points in yesterday's home debut as the Suns got the win against the Timberwolves and improved their record of 41-35 on the season. The Coyotes resume their 4-game homestand tomorrow as they take on the Dallas Stars. And the Cardinals added to their secondary with the signing of cornerback Rashad Fenton on a 1-year contract. He spent his first 3 seasons with the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm Frank Arity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
For tonight, look for mostly clear skies here in the valley with those temperatures dipping down into those upper 40s. And then for your Friday, mostly sunny with temperatures in the low 70s. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by GetRefunds.com. It's about time small businesses like yours got the help you deserve. GetRefunds.com can find out if your business qualifies for ERC assistance in less than 8 minutes and may be eligible for up to $26,000 per employee. Go to GetRefunds.com to get started. That's GetRefunds.com.
iHeartRadio. Breaking news.
I'm Jack Crumley. According to reports from multiple outlets, including the New York Times, former President Trump is being indicted. It will come down in the next few days. The Democratic Manhattan DA charging Trump in his alleged hush money payment case involving adult film actress Stormy Daniels. It involves payments Trump's former lawyer may have made to Daniels in the final days of the 2016 presidential campaign to cover up their alleged affair.
More updates on this iHeartRadio station or anytime online at iHeartRadio.com.
Time for the top local and national stories of the hour. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona. Bet big on your favorite teams and players in an environment that's as exciting as the game you're watching. There's no better place in the Valley to get in on the action. The Sportsbook
guys are hot.
CAZ Sports Bar. Now, guys, what's your top story this hour?
Well, just to reiterate what was said before the NCAA tournament started, Jim Nance, this will be his last dance, as Jim Nance has come out roughly 48 hours before the final game as Hello Friends Boulevard, a new street sign named after him. It's pretty cool, as Jim Nance from Houston calls his last Final Four, his final championship from his hometown, and then right from there gets to fly over to Augusta on his private jet and gets to call the Masters. Not a bad way to end his career, at least when it comes to calling college basketball games.
You know, it's going to be different. Billy Packer passing away a couple months ago, and you see Jim Nance moving on. I think back when Gary Bender was the voice for the NCAAs for so many years, and you think of some of the great color analysts that have come down the pike. So a new era will be coming through.
Well, you still got Bill Rafferty, you got Grant Hill.
Kevin Harlan will probably take his place.
Kevin Harlan.
Okay, yeah. I love Kevin Harlan.
He's outstanding.
Great job. Good, but just that era of voices.
Where were you on that pecking order? I mean, I know you put your resume in to take over for Jim.
You
Nance.
part of that committee, Rock?
Yeah, no, I didn't. It didn't come over on my email that Jimmy was applying, but. What does that process go? How does that process go down?
The agents for the respective play-by-play guys lobby for their guys is what they do.
Yeah.
And that's how it pretty much works. I was up long ago to when USA carried the U.S. Open, USA Network, and they were interested in me as being the play-by-play guy
for tennis.
For tennis at the U.S. Open on USA Network. And there were negotiations back and forth. I wasn't part of it, obviously. My agent did all of that. And I ended up not getting it, but a guy who is a guest on this show did, Ted Robinson.
Okay.
He got it. There were about 5 of us that were involved in that, and they decided to opt for Ted Robinson.
Is that why when he comes on, you're a little cranky?
A little bitter. A little bitterness. Did you notice that, Ron?
15 all. I mean, how hard is it?
How is it to call
Cordy
that?
Love? How hard is it to get that job?
Then the background of the players.
And now you have the what's that called?
The line, the
Hawkeye that calls lines. You don't have linesmen anymore.
Yeah, it's all digital.
It's all digital. Yeah.
Yeah, it makes your job easier,
so
right, Jimmy?
essentially, so now if you're walking, I think I'm watching. I think Chris Fowler does it on ESPN.
Yes.
So him and the McEnroe boys, they do it. And if you listen to it, and you're kind of right with what you said, you let the natural sound carry the broadcast, and then you just fill in gaps with certain information.
But you can make a case that applies for all sports.
On television, on
TV.
Yes, on TV,
I mean,
not radio.
Because a lot of color analysts, Manucci, don't know that.
No.
They always feel that they need to pipe
Brother,
in, even though you got to let the television do its job.
If you could read the comments and the accolades, TV, radio, all the above, the multifaceted color analysis that I have with all those games, football, making it all happen.
No,
just lay low. I know my point. I just make sure guys like Jimmy B and my broadcast partners know it's my world, and they're just passing through.
Aaron Judge today went yard in the first inning in his first at bat. He was the first home run of the 2023 season, so he basically finished where he left off from an incredible 2023 year. He deposited over the 422 feet over Yankee Stadium's center field wall. As it's interesting, as this is his first one as a Yankees captain, and as I just mentioned, first one league-wide.
Right to the monuments, amongst all the monuments back there on
not where it went. You got that right.
Are you guys more excited about baseball season this year?
I am a little bit, yeah, and I think a lot of it had to do with the World Baseball Classic. I got involved in that. I found it highly entertaining. I also believe that the speed of the game is now so much better than what it was, and I also hated the shift. I would rather prefer guys just to play it out the way that baseball was originally constructed. So now that you can't shift anymore, I think what you're going to see are hitters, when they put the shift on, took away a lot of hits. I think you're going to see a lot more hits in games.
Yeah.
And I think that'll make it more exciting. And I think you might see more runs as well.
It's interesting. I think the reason why I'm more engaged is because the players in the WBC were engaged.
They were engaged.
I think the top players, they were all about representing their country, all about playing, not blowing it off and not going. But you talk about the shift. You watch some of the highlights out here at Twin Peaks with some of these games. There's some shortstops and second basemen that are pushing the envelope
a little bit
of how far they can go over, as long as they're not over that base.
That's right.
And they're not on the grass. Because there's been a couple hit up the middle where the shortstop got to them, and that shortstop was just this side of the bag.
Right.
Second base was just side of the bag. So it's not a shift, but it's kind of a quasi shift. But I think there's a point of no return where the official will tell you, the umpires say, okay, you need to get here, get over there, and you can't get on the grass.
I'm okay with that, to be honest with you, because baseball players were doing that originally. You would see the manager or at least one of the coaches, they always signal the outfielders to move to a certain spot on the field, because the book on this particular hitter is he hits a lot more to left center than he does down the left field line. So they move that left fielder, they move him towards center field.
Could you imagine back in the day if there was a shift when you had the Willie McCoveys come up and the Mickey Mantles come up?
Man.
How many lack of hits they would have had, more hits and doubles or whatever because of the shift.
They were pulling
it. And, McCovey, he was always either hitting a home run or striking out back in the day. But you can imagine how many base hits it fell in because of no shift back in those days.
So D-backs, Dodgers tonight get us started off. It's been very one-sided over the last 3 seasons as the Dodgers have won 38 of the 48 games. Talk about a complete domination. Mm-hmm. And during that stretch, the Dodgers have won a World Series. They made the Major League Championship Series. Arizona, on the other hand, it's a rebuild. It's been a rebuild, but there's some promising young men that are coming up, young talent that I think a lot of us are anxious to see. All these rule changes, we talk about them. Do we miss, or do we have we accepted now we have 1 year under our belt, the DH across the board, both American and national?
I like it. Yeah, to me, I mean, look, pitchers don't hit for the most part. I mean, look, Bumgarner's an exception. There are several other pitchers who are exception to that rule.
Bob Gibson was back in his day.
Absolutely.
He was at like a 300.
Babe Ruth. Well, but what I'm saying is essentially, I mean, okay, you could go Shohei Ohtani just like that. I'm saying,
exactly.
Yeah, I can say that. Wouldn't you rather have a guy who's capable of hitting 275 or a guy who hits .75?
So lineups, you got Kyle Lewis starting as DH is in the number 1 tonight, followed by Marte, Correll Jr., Walker, Longoria is in the 5th hole, Ahmed 6, Corbin Carroll at 7, Moreno, the catcher, who is I can't wait to see this kid.
Yep.
People are really talking a lot about him at number 8, and then last is Jake McCarthy, right field. So that's the lineup.
And Carroll, they're saying he could be an odds-on, rookie of the year.
Rookie of the year favorite.
I mean, I watching, watching the highlights and from ground level how fast this kid is out of the box. I think he's like a 3-3-3-1 down the right field. I mean, right down first base line. I mean, watch that kid from ground level to the camera. I mean, he is fast. So if he gets it in the gap, it's probably an easy triple for him.
Here's one of the things.
Ricky Henderson type speed.
Okay, that's a very good analogy because Ricky Henderson and other players similar to that, they would hit ground balls to deep short and beat the throw to first base because of their speed. This kid has a similar equation to him and may get extra hits because of his speed.
With you saying that there, Jimmy, because when Ricky Henderson would get on, base hit walk, it was typically going to be a run because he would still second, he would still third. All you had to do is sacrifice fly, hit something to the right side of the infield, and he would score. So when you look at kind of it's a very close comparison to a point. Can Carroll get on base on a regular basis?
That's the key.
Still second.
2 minutes.
Still third. Which stolen bases are kind of a lost art, but I still think they're going to be violent.
I think D-backs are going to steal out bases.
And I hope they do.
I'm with you with the speed that they have.
Well, with McCarthy and him, obviously they're going to. That's one thing. But the thing that, and to that point, Rock, they're going to have to move guys along, play a little more small ball, and still out more bases to make up for some of those games and the speed they didn't have last year. So I'm anxious to watch this young guy get on base and see if they can get around to third after a couple.
It's funny that we're talking about base stealing because I just thought of Charlie Finley with the old Oakland A's, the only team in Major League Baseball to have a designated runner, and that was Herb Washington, who had the speed in which you were just discussing, and it was his job if somebody would get on, they'd put him at first base, and he would try to steal second and then third.
And, folks, Herb Washington was a track star.
He was a track star.
He ran 100 meters. He was one of the fastest men, and and Finley, forward thinking.
The
good old pinch runner from that standpoint. I'm just waiting for the day when they have a full-time pinch runner for the catcher. To make that that might be the next rule.
I don't think they'll do that.
Hey, top stories today brought to you by the CAZ Sportsbook in Casino, Arizona. Your home for all the college basketball madness this weekend, as we will be there on Saturday and Monday. We'll be there with Pat Lieber and Scotty Williams. It's a special weekend with the guys. We'll be giving away the cash on Saturday for both games, and on Monday we're doing props, doing squares. All the details can be found on our website at rockandmanuch.com. So we're talking Major League Baseball. 1 in 3 baseball fans say they can't even afford a ticket this year. In fact, if you made an average wage in New York City and wanted to buy 3 tickets to a Yankees game, you'd have to work a full 8-hour shift to afford them. Wow. We're going to get into that, along with who we're predicting to win it all. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B out here. Twin Peaks in Tempe, thanks to Dos Equis.
Hey, Manuch, let's cut promos. Whenever you're ready, you can do it.
Yeah, all right.
thanks. Yeah, I'm good.
The Twin Peaks Fan Pick'em is back.
Hey, what's up?
Win 910 on 910 bracket.
Yeah, I don't know why this thing isn't running because I sent this to break, so I got to figure out what the hell just happened now.
Bracket and take home a $910 man card plus your height in Dos Equis. Head to fan.
Yeah, I let him know. I don't know why I sent this to break. I don't know why it did that.
From the Valley Toyota Dealers Traffic Center.
A slow ride for you downtown Phoenix, westbound 10.
I don't understand why, because now it's running fine on its own, and I sent this to break.
From
So
I-10 over to Thomas. A lot of heavy traffic in
I'll
East
talk
Valley
to him.
on 101 southbound, McDonald Drive over to Broadway.
Yeah,
A wreck with entries on Glendale Avenue and 39th Avenue and 67th Avenue. And Indian School, I'm Lee Powell, checking the roads.
This report is sponsored by your Valley Toyota dealers. Toyota's Ready, Set, Go national sales event is going on now. Choose from best-selling Toyotas like Camry, Corolla, Tacoma, RAV4, and more. Visit any one of the 10 Valley Toyota dealers or valleytoyotadealers.com today. Toyota, let's go places.
Gotta love March, and the best place to watch all the action is at one of the 4 Valley Twin Peaks locations. And it's never too late to get some basketball picks in, as Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B give you multiple chances to win Twin Peaks man cards with a contest after every round. Just sign up at fanpick'em.com. That's fanpick'em.com. And make plans to join the guys throughout the tournament at different Twin Peaks locations to win even more prizes. It's March with Twin Peaks and Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Details at rockandmanuch.com.
Any car dealer in Arizona can compete on price. That's what dealers do. But not many dealers can compete on customer satisfaction. Like Wright Toyota. Make the right choice. Wright Toyota in Scottsdale, just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, and online at wrighttoyota.com.
Golfers, you won't want to miss the Vans Golf Shop's Wilson Golf Fitting event happening this week. This big event is your chance to check out the new Wilson Dynapower woods and irons. Come meet with the Wilson Golf team and get custom fit for the new Dynapower woods and irons. Schedule your custom fitting appointment online at Vans Golf Shops today. Don't miss it. It's happening this week. Vans Golf Shops, home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee, unmatched expertise, unmatched service.
Join the Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B for their Big Four weekend at the CAC Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona. ASU all-time great fat lever and 3-time NBA champion Scotty Williams join the guys on Saturday. Plus win cash with their free props and squares contests. That's the Big Four weekend at Casino, Arizona.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
This is NFL quarterback Rodney Peete, and here's what's trending on the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by AutoZone.
The Suns got the win against the Timberwolves last night to improve to 41-35 and maintain their hold on the West's 4th playoff spot. The D-backs have finalized their roster and released their lineup heading into tonight's matchup with the Dodgers. Outfielder Kyle Lewis will bat leadoff to open the season. The Mets suffer a blow to their starting rotation, placing co-ace Justin Verlander on the injured list for a muscle strain at his pitching arm. He'll be reevaluated in a week. I'm Frank Garrity.
And replacement batteries that fit your needs. That's what makes them America's #1 battery destination. Get in the zone. AutoZone.
More sports, more Jody. The Drive with Jody Ayler. Now in mornings 6 to 10 on Fox Sports 910. It's a Twin Peaks Thursday. Back to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Broadcasting live from
You guys are hot.
the 5 Valley Twin Peaks on Fox Sports 910 and the iHeart Radio app.
Got opening day, of course, going on. D-backs coming up tonight at 7 o'clock in Los Angeles. Someone conducted a poll on the best and worst mascots in baseball. They showed 1,000 people a series of head-to-head mascot matchups, and people picked the best ones in each matchup. Afterwards, they looked at which ones performed the best across all the voting. I will buy you dinner for a year if either one of you two guys can guess who won the favorite mascot.
It's hands down the Philly Fanatic. It's
not even in the top. He came in 10th.
That's ridiculous.
Is it the Marlin? I'll take a stab in the dark.
It's Paws. Who's Paws?
Yeah, I was just going to say, what?
The Detroit Tigers. The runner-up, Clark the Cub from the Chicago Cubs.
No, it's not even close.
TC Bear from the Twins was third.
Oh,
where's Baxter in the whole thing?
Baxter didn't do well. I think he came in 15th. I think is what it was.
I would have thought the Fanatic.
I did too.
Yeah, I would have thought he is hilarious.
Actually, the last place was the Swinging Friar from the San Diego Padres.
I can see that.
Second worst was Slider from Cleveland. Now, they ranked 27 mascots.
Okay.
There's 3 teams that don't have mascots. Oh. Can you tell me who those 3 are? Not buying you dinner.
The A's?
Nope.
Oh, they got the elephant thing.
Yeah.
Oh man.
They got the elephant thing.
That don't have a mascot.
Doesn't have
the
a
Reds
mascot.
Well, they got the big head guy.
Yeah, they got him.
With the big head red.
Seattle?
No, Seattle's on there. Seattle has the Moose.
St. Louis Cardinals.
No, Cardinals.
They got a guy?
They got, I don't know who that is.
Probably a beer can.
Yeah,
Could
Budweiser might be. That's
I've never
Rangers.
I've never even thought of
They
that.
got Rocky Ranger, the Texas Rangers.
Yep, the Rangers have one.
Miami?
No.
They got the Swordfish. That's
that's
the Marlin.
Swordfish.
The Marlin.
The Swordfish.
Come on, Rock. This is awful.
New York Yankees, Los Angeles Dodgers, and the Los Angeles Angels.
Wow.
All do not have mascots.
Never even.
By the way, I stand corrected about Baxter. Sorry, he finished 20th. I got him mixed up with Slugger from the Royals, who finished 15th. Yeah,
right.
Pauls, Clark the Cub, TC Bear were top 3. Stumper from the A's was 4th. Mr. Met 5th. Ace from Toronto. The Pirate Parrot from the Pirates.
He's good.
Mariner Moose was 8th. Wally the Green Monster from Boston was 9th. I don't know how Philly Fanatic is 10th.
I don't either.
Fred Bird was your Cardinals. Oreo Bird is Orioles. Dinger was number 13 with the Rockies. Lucille from the San Francisco Seals. That's the Giants mascot.
From the
well, they used to be called the San Francisco Seals.
They were.
Sluggard Royals. Orbit was Astros. Mr. Redlegs is the Reds. Bernie the Brewer was the Milwaukee at 18th. Rangers captain from the Texas Rangers was 19th. Baxter, of course, D-backs. Screech, Washington Nationals. Blooper from the Braves. Southpaw White Sox. Raymond from Tampa. Billy the Marlin was 25th. Slider 26th. And Swinging Friar was last at 27th.
That's funny because when I think of Lucille, I don't think of Lucille.
You think of Peanuts.
No, I don't think of that either. I think of B.B. King. His guitar was named Lucille.
You're probably the only person in the
I think
world.
you would be.
Some other.
I saw B.B. King live.
I'm sure you did. When we talk about this year in opening day, Ohtani is going to be the story that won't go away. He is the best player in the world, and he's going to get somewhere around $600 million. I'll say, and this isn't no shocker. Other people are saying the same. I disagree with Rick Horrow. I do think the LA Dodgers are going to pay him. I think they've been kind of sitting back this last year, not spending the money that they could. They have the money. If not, it's San Diego because San Diego has the money too.
All right. Don't you think, though, that since Magic Johnson's group is in on the Washington Commanders and $6 billion for that bid, that might detour them from chasing?
No, that's
Ohtani?
another pool of money.
You think?
Because he got.
Magic Johnson is he owns with another guy. He owns portions of terminals at LaGuardia.
3 minutes.
And rents the terminals to the city of New York.
Wow.
Talk about
I
can't say the word, the F-bomb money.
Yes.
I mean, are you kidding me?
Magic's brilliant. He's brilliant.
New rules, I think, are going to make this season interesting. I like the fact that the games are going to move quicker.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be more stolen bases. There are bigger bases. There's new pickoff rules. We'll see how that works.
Yep.
Padres are going to continue to make moves. I think, they did a great this offseason. They did a lot of good things. I hope they could go heel to heel or neck and neck with the Dodgers. Aaron Judge started off just today where he left off. The battle in the East, I think you can make a case that's going to be great with the Braves, the Mets, and Phillies once again. You may say that's the best in baseball when you look at the NL East. I don't know where the D-backs are going to fall. And that's unfortunate because I think the division is just so tough.
Better than 500 this year with this young talent.
Yeah, with 70, 71 wins, 72 wins, somewhere around there, maybe.
I'd probably say 75 to 80-ish.
Okay.
Because when you look at the rotation with Zach
2
Gallen,
minutes.
Kelly, Mad Bum is the
He's the
question
wild
mark.
card. He's the wild card. He is.
And
he can stay strong because last year he came out of the gate. He did well until May.
Yes,
and his ERA was low, and then after May he went like 5.6, 5.7. Yeah, I mean, but when you guys look at this year, overall, I put you guys on the spot. Who do you guys have winning the World Series?
Overall, I'm going to stick with the Astros.
Okay.
I think Astros are, and I got the Phillies and Astros going at it again in the.
Wow, I would like that.
Okay. I'm going to say, I'll go off the chart here. I like the San Diego Padres to be that team. And I think it's going to be a matchup between San Diego and the New York Yankees. And I would take, in that matchup, I would probably take the Yankees to win the World Series.
Okay. I'm going Padres over Astros.
Okay.
But I like your pick, Manuch.
I'm sure you do. I mean, not much has changed for Philly.
I'm going to really root against Houston. They're that team, I think, at least in my opinion, tired of it.
Well, they're easy to
tired
hate.
of seeing.
They're easy to
Oh,
hate.
Well, their hangovers lingering
Yes.
after the cheating scandal.
Correct.
And I think what they're proving, because they carry that boulder on their shoulder to prove everybody wrong. Okay, we cheated, we screwed up. We're not giving the rings back by any chance, by any stretch of imagination. But they're still loaded, Rock. Their talent, their pitching staff,
They are.
they are still
If you guys
loaded.
are going to take a sleeper, I'm going Texas Rangers just because of Bruce Bochy.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's a good
As
pick
the
there.
I like that.
manager. Okay. If I'm going to take, are you talking sleeper to be good or sleeper to be in the World Series?
Sleeper to be real good.
Real good. Sleeper to be real good. I'm going to go with the Toronto Blue Jays.
Okay, I like that. I like that.
You know what? How do you go against Billy Ball? I mean, the A's always seem to be there.
Where?
Yeah, I mean,
where?
They're always kind of hanging.
No.
The narrative is they have no money and they're over 500.
You said a sleeper, and they're
all right. You're allowed. You sleep a lot.
Yeah,
you wake them up. Entitled to that.
They need that. The seven dwarfs need to get Snow White and get that kiss from the prince and wake them up. Here we go.
$33 million is what the team is right now under contract.
But watch that team.
$33 million.
Watch that team when they get to Vegas. Hopefully, Billy can start paying and getting them back in the swing of things.
Hey, our State 48 Roofing, it's your call question of the day. It has to do with last night's performance with Kevin Durant. How do you assess the performance in that win over the Timberwolves? 1, about what I expected. 2, was more than I expected. Or 3, was less than what I expected. Head to Roc and Manuch on Twitter. We'll have the results at the end of the show. Howard Balzer is going to join us next. Talk some Cardinal football or lack of free agent moves as he will join us. There are some news regarding the future of Kyler Murray, and we'll get his take on that as there seems to be some doubters on that he may even return.
Undercurrent is what we're getting.
Yes. So we'll get into that with Howard next. It's Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B, Fox Sports.
Behold. Here's what's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
The Cardinals added to their secondary with the signing of cornerback Rashad Fenton to a one-year contract. He spent his first
Manuch
with the Chiefs. The D-backs have finalized their roster and released their lineup heading into tonight's matchup with the Dodgers. Outfielder Kyle Lewis will bat leadoff to open the season. Kevin Durant had a modest 16 points. He was 5 of 18 from the field in yesterday's home debut as the Suns got the win against the Timberwolves, and they improved to 41-35 on the season. On the ice, the Coyotes resume their 4-game homestand tomorrow when they take on the Dallas Stars. I'm Frank Arity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
For tonight, look for mostly clear skies here in the valley with those temperatures dipping down into those upper 40s. And then for your Friday, mostly sunny with temperatures in the low 70s. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by Lazy Boy Furniture Galleries. Lazy Boy is known for comfort, and now for a limited time, save 25% off reclining furniture store-wide and get comfortable for every season of the year. Plus 24 months special financing is available. Lazy Boy quality and comfort. Plus save 25% off reclining furniture store-wide. Lazy Boy, live life comfortably.
Hey, it's Gross. Join me, Bauer, and Jackson every Saturday from 11 to 1 live from the Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona for Take the Points. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar.
Hear that? That's the sound of the 2023 Chevy Silverado's turbo high-output engine, delivering impressive power with no compromised durability. Whether you're helping friends move or just moving some friends, this is the sound of a family with plenty of rear seat room to enjoy the ride. And this is the sound of you heading to your local Chevy dealer today. Find your Silverado and find new roads. Chevrolet. See your Valley Chevy dealers.
Win your height in Dos Equis. Head to fanpick'em.com to fill out your Twin Peaks Win 910 on 910 Bracket Challenge. It's never too late. Play as you can win Twin Peaks man cards after every round. That's fanpick'em.com.
Hey, sports fans, celebrate every big game with El Bandito Yankee, an ultra-premium tequila made from 100% Blue Weber agave in the highlands of Jalisco. Their certified additive-free Blanco and Reposado features a unique oxygenation process for a rich smoothness without...
Yeah, would you rather the Joe Douglas soundbite talking about the latest in the Aaron Rodgers negotiation or the Bill Belichick one talking about trading for a quarterback?
Restaurant in all 7 Barrio Queen locations. Go to elbanditoyankee.com and break out the Bandito with the official tequila of game day.
Discover credit cards automatically double all the cash back you earn at the end of your first year, which means... Wait, hold up. Question for the audio engineer.
Go ahead.
Did I read that right? Discover automatically doubles all your cash back?
Yeah, that's what the script says.
So if I get a Discover card right now, I can earn twice the cash back.
Apparently. Wait! Unlimited first-year cash back match. Only from Discover. See terms and learn more at discover.com/match.
Do you need a new AC unit or thinking about upgrading yours? I know I have. Hey, it's Joe D'Aler from my friends at Plum Smart. Beat the heat this summer with a brand new efficient AC unit with my friends at Plum Smart. Not only are they about half the prices of the other guys, they're going to throw in a free green water purifier installed with every new AC unit. That's a $1,200 value. Call my friends at Plum Smart today. 480-654-8865. Or it's just plumsmart.com because plumbers and AC guys charge too much.
This family takes turns turning heads. Brains, beauty, and athleticism. All they need now is for you to drive them off the lot. The Mercedes-Benz family of SUVs. A family of unrivaled vehicles waiting at your local dealer.
iHeartRadio.
All right, 30 seconds. I'm going to come back with the Douglas soundbite.
Jack Crumley. According to reports from multiple outlets, including the New York Times, former President Trump is being indicted. It will come down in the next few days. The Democratic Manhattan DA charging Trump in his alleged hush money payment case involving adult film actress Stormy Daniels. It involves payments Trump's former lawyer may have made to Daniels in the final days of the 2016 presidential campaign to cover up their alleged affair.
More updates on this iHeartRadio station or anytime online at iHeartRadio.com.
Jets. It's a Twin Peaks Thursday. Back to Roc and Manuch.
If you don't want it, I don't have to play it.
Broadcasting live from one of the 5
cool.
Valley Twin Peaks on Fox Sports 910 and the iHeartRadio app.
There's been some productive conversations, and
guys are hot.
We're not where we need to be yet, and feel like we're in a good place.
Jets GM trying to figure out what's going to happen with Aaron Rodgers,
if anything.
What do you think, Howard? What's going to happen here, huh? Aaron Rodgers sooner or later. How long we got? Can we just get this over with?
Yeah, it'll be. I'm sure it'll be fairly certain. I mean, you never know these days, but I would think it'll be over before the draft, so the Packers can at least get a draft pick this year for him. And so it's all a matter of, and they've already acknowledged they're not going to get a number 1 pick this year. So it's all a matter of figuring out what the draft choice compensation will be in future years, which will be a lot conditional and contingent on if Rodgers is still playing and all those things. So I think it'll happen. You know, we got 4 weeks until the draft. I'm fairly certain it'll happen before that.
You know how that seemed to be the buzz going into the owners' meetings coming up. They came Sunday through Wednesday. But then that proverbial bomb dropped about Lamar Jackson wanting to be traded. And I don't know why it was such a bomb. I think it was kind of, I don't know if you felt this or not, this kind of expected sooner or later he was going to put that out there, wouldn't you think?
Well, and here's the thing about it. I would love for someone to be able to ask Lamar Jackson, do you realize that you can't be traded unless you have a signed contract?
Yes.
I mean, that's the reality here.
Yeah.
And so he asked the Ravens supposedly to trade him back in early March. And even if the Ravens would entertain that, then, well, he's got to sign a contract.
Yeah.
And so you have to sign his tender and then be traded. And then the team acquiring him has to be willing to pay him. Has he found a team that's willing to pay him? I mean, this guy has hurt himself so much in my mind by not having an agent, because an agent could be navigating this whole thing, you know, talking to teams, you know, and then being able to tell Lamar Jackson, hey, here's the reality. Here's what the market is out there. Does Lamar Jackson really know that? I don't think so. So he has totally mishandled that. And that's going to be very interesting to see how it all ends.
Well, is the heartburn the demanding of a pure guarantee of the contract, or is it for 2 first-round picks? We're trying to figure out. There's so many moving pieces with him. If he's out there talking to teams, where's the heartburn going to come from them eventually?
No, I think it's a combination, you know, both those things. And, you know, as the Falcons owner, Martha Blank said the other day, in terms of saying that we don't, you know, there's durability issues with him. He hasn't played games at the end of the season the last 2 years. So that speaks to the guaranteed aspect of it. Are you going to be, and here's the thing that Lamar Jackson doesn't realize. If he doesn't have, let's say, a certain amount of guaranteed money in year 4 and year 5, when he's going to be 30 or 31 years old, I believe, the reality is if he's still playing at a high level and has stayed healthy, he's still going to get that money. The guaranteed money is put in base salary. So you're still going to get paid if you're playing, you know, at the level that you believe that he believes he will still be playing at. So I think that the guaranteed money is somewhat of a red herring in that point from his standpoint, but an agent could be telling him that, hey, you keep playing well, you're going to get all the money in the contract. I can't recall too many top quarterbacks who have signed these big contracts who haven't been paid virtually all the money that was in the deal. But he needs an agent or somebody to tell him all this stuff. And I don't know that he has. I don't think he has that.
Could you ever see him going back to Baltimore or not? Is that ship sailed?
No, I think that might be his only choice if he wants to play football. I mean, if you can't find a team that wants to trade the picks and give him this huge contract with guaranteed money that you want, that might be his only choice. Then the question becomes, do you play on the 1-year tender, which doesn't make sense? You know, negotiate the best long-term deal that you can in a place that you know the team wants you. And so this could have been done 2 years ago if he had an agent or if he had any savvy about it. And the money that he didn't make the last 2 years is money he'll never get back.
Howard Balzer joining us, beat writer for the Cards for GoPHNX, as well as you follow him on Twitter at HBalzer721 here on Fox Sports 910. Biggest takeaway from the meetings at the Biltmore this past week? What's your biggest takeaway?
Oh, there were a few things that I don't know that they were big takeaways, certainly. But one thing is the NFL not doing anything about, the push from behind rule, which I don't know that anybody really likes and doesn't think it's really part of football. But I think the league didn't want to act like it was coming down on the Eagles for doing it so much. So next year we'll have 5 or 6 or more teams doing it a whole lot. And then that's when they'll get it out, when it doesn't look like it's going against, one team. I think also one of the big things was this decision, with all the talk about flexing Thursday night games, this decision now to allow teams to have a second Thursday night game on the schedule. And so, the players hate that. And it's going to be at the end of the season, there's going to be teams that are expected to be good that will get those second games on Thursday. Last year, every team had a Thursday night game. I doubt we're going to see the Cardinals in any primetime games this season. And so, but I think they're going to do that and hope that they get the good enough games at the end of the year that they won't need to flex games on Thursday night. But of course, hey, last year they put the Rams on, expecting them to be good. So you never know what's going to happen with teams. But it's, they keep, the thing that's crazy to me is they keep preaching health and safety this, health and safety that, and all these things. But then they add a 17th game, and now they're going to add a second Thursday night game for a certain number of teams. The health and safety is lip service. They have to do it. They have to
3 minutes.
seem like they care, but then they do things that totally contradict it.
So how would they work that flex schedule? How much of a heads up would they give a team or teams to come off a Sunday and then play Thursday twice? And as far as scheduling, fandom, teams, travel, all the above, I mean, I'm a little perplexed how that was going to work.
Well, 15 days. 15 days is what the report was, that if they flexed games to a Thursday, there would be 15 days advance notice. And so, that's a big issue. But here's one thing that I don't know if people have thought of. I mean, the worst thing that I looked at the schedule last year, and there was never a team that was on the road on Sunday that then had to go on the road on Thursday. Well, when you're looking, if you're looking to flex a game, you
2 minutes.
think you'd have to look at that. Are you going to force a team, especially a team that's in the hunt for a playoff spot at the end of the year? Are you going to not have a team that was on the road on Sunday, and then will have to go on the road again and travel on Wednesday for a Thursday night game? I mean, you would think they would look at those things if they really care. But, we know these players aren't truly physically ready to play on Thursday, but it's just the same, for both teams. So there's all those things that have to change. Like you said, fans that travel all of a sudden very well, if they still want to do it, would have to change a whole bunch of stuff. And that could be, cost money on the plane, cost money on tickets. I mean, who knows? But the NFL is about the green. We know that. The NFL is about doing all they can for Amazon to get them the best schedule that they can get on Thursday night because they're spending so much money on it.
Our last one, the Cardinals made a move today. They signed corner Rashad Benton. Which one are we going to get? We going to get the Rashad that played for the Chiefs and had some success a couple years ago, or the one that got traded to Atlanta in midseason?
I mean, they're getting a solid guy.
Yeah.
That's another depth piece that will come in and compete. But that's what this offseason has been about. This is the 18th player that they signed to a 1 or a 2 year contract. And it's all about just signing, I don't want to call them bottom of the roster guys. But they're depth pieces, to come in to compete that will probably play. Who knows? Because obviously we don't know who they're going to get in the draft right now. And they need bodies on that roster. I think now they have 64 players under contract. And in the offseason, you have 90. And so this is their plan. This is obviously what their plan is. And there'll probably maybe be a few more of these, 1 year, 2 year deals that they'll sign and hope these guys can come in to compete and help make them a better team. But, who knows what wide receiver is going to look like if the Hopkins thing ever gets scheduled. I thought the funniest thing that I read this week coming out of meetings was the report that the Cardinals are surprised at not being able to get the draft pick that they want for DeAndre Hopkins. And I'm thinking to myself, what? You don't realize that he's going to be 31 years old, and he's had injuries the last 2 years, and he has over $34 million left on his contract, and apparently he wants a bunch of that money guaranteed. You didn't realize that? And the bottom line is the Cardinals didn't have to give, they only gave up a second-round pick 3 years ago when he hadn't had injuries, yet. And then Jalen Ramsey, the Rams could only get a third-round pick for him. He's 2 years younger than Hopkins. And then the Texans got a fifth and a sixth-round pick for Brandon Cooks. So what makes the Cardinals think that all these teams are going to line up to give him a second-round pick for DeAndre Hopkins and to add on as a guy who doesn't really like to practice? So it's no surprise to me. It shouldn't be a surprise to them. And if it truly is a surprise, then you wonder how savvy they are.
Howard, got about 15. What are you working on at GoPHNX?
Well, working on just kind of wrapping up, or not wrapping up, but, looking at the, what they've done in the offseason and what Jonathan Gannon talked about this week. So that'll be coming soon. And just following everything that's happening in the offseason and how Jonathan Gannon talked about being in the the coaching photo the other day and saying how great it was to be around all these guys, but he didn't want to he was trying not to blink because it was sunny out. Well, what he might not want to blink about is wondering if in 4 years he's still going to be in that photo.
Wow, Howard's on a roll today.
Man,
Look at you.
He's on fire. Good job, pal.
Here's the thing. I looked this up, guys, real quick. 4 years ago was when Cliff Kingsbury was in that picture for the first time, right? Right now, there are only 11 coaches that were head coaches in 2019 that are head coaches with their same team today. 11 out of 32, and another 4 are, left the team they were on then and are on new teams, with Frank Reich and Ron Rivera, Doug Peterson, and Sean Payton. But 17 head coaches in 2019 are not head coaches in the NFL. Well, that tells you all you need to know about that job in this league.
Solid stuff. Howard, thanks, buddy. Have a good week. Thanks for the time.
You too.
Balzer 721 and on GoPHNX. We'll come back with our Learner Row. One call, that's all. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
This is The Odd Couple with Chris Broussard and Rob Parker.
I don't have an issue at all with Lamar. We wish it was before last season and making them come to the table at that time. And he went and played. You can say whatever you want about Ezekiel Elliott, and that was done by Jerry Jones. But he got what he wanted. It's smart negotiation, Chris.
With Chris Broussard and Rob Parker. Today at 4, tell your smart speaker to play Fox Sports 910.
Valley traffic from the Valley Toyota Dealers Traffic Center.
Through Scottsdale, Loop 101 southbound from Indian School all the way down to Broadway. That is running slow. Have an accident to Loop 303 northbound near Bell Road. Right lane is blocked there. State Route 51 southbound. This is slow between Camelback and the 202 I-10 transition ramp. That's a check of traffic.
This report is sponsored by MGM Rewards. Having the time of your life is more rewarding than ever when you visit any MGM Rewards destination nationwide. Dine, stay, play, and earn on all of it. Details at MGMRewards.com. Subject to earning and redemption limitations applicable to certain purchases and in certain states.
Win your hype in Dos Equis. Head to fanpick'em.com to fill out your Twin Peaks Win 910 on 910 Bracket Challenge. It's never too late. Play as you can win Twin Peaks man cards after every round. That's fanpick'em.com.
We're your neighbors. You should stop by for a visit. We're Casino Arizona. Come on in. Our slots are spinning, our dealers are dealing, and everyone's yelling bingo. Isn't it about time you see your friends again? So stop by to say hello. Stay a while. Relax. Enjoy yourself. We'd love to see you again. Hey, this place was made to entertain. We're your Casino, Arizona.
Right. The state of Arizona ensures you a buying experience that will exceed all your expectations. Check it out for yourself. Located just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard in Scottsdale and online at wrighttoyota.com.
Golfers, you won't want to miss the Vans Golf Shop's Wilson Golf Fitting event happening this week. This big event is your chance to check out the new Wilson Dynapower woods and irons. Come meet with the Wilson Golf team and get custom fit for the new Dynapower woods and irons. Schedule your custom fitting appointment online at Vans Golf Shops today. Don't miss it. It's happening this week. Vans Golf Shops, home of the 90-day satisfaction guarantee, unmatched expertise, unmatched service.
If you own a small business, you've probably been hearing a lot about the ERC, how it's worth up to $26,000 per employee, how easy it is. You know the spiel. So why am I still talking to you about it now? Because many of you still haven't filed a claim. But Innovation Refunds can help you close the book on this thing. They're backed by one of those big CPA firms the corporations use so they can determine once and for all if your business qualifies. And it's free to find out. Go to innovationrefunds.com. That's innovationrefunds.com.
Wait, aren't these all charitable donations?
At Magda's Tax Prep, every person
Does
counts.
Magda not have to file for an extension?
She needs new auditors to maximize returns on her family time.
Itemized deductions. Can someone help with these 1099?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Platform. Conditions apply.
Just make one call. That's all. Do 9
Just way.
Yeah, it felt good. And the guys, good win. We needed this one. Yeah, I felt good being up there again. As much as my team for me can get me open threes, which was good for me. So just getting comfortable, get more comfortable, and hopefully I knock them down next game.
You guys are hot.
Just try to be the best that I can in the rehab and focus on that. When I'm ready to play, I'll be ready to play.
That's your Learner One call. That's all. Kevin Durant. You heard from him. A couple highlights. Thanks to Ben putting that together. And the Rec need a check. Make one call. That's all. 602-977-1900. And always online at learnerandraw.com. Here's what's on tap tonight. It's D-backs Dodgers opening day. Valley Sports 7:10 first pitch. Also, the NIT championship game is on tap in Las Vegas. The University of Alabama at Birmingham will take on the Mean Green of North Texas in a matchup of two Conference USA foes there at the Orleans Arena. It marks just the fourth time ever an NIT game has featured two teams from the same conference, and first since 2003.
Speaking of Kevin Durant, leads it to our State 48 Roofing. It's your call question of the day. So go to @Roc and Manuch on Twitter. How would you assess the performance of Kevin Durant last night's 107-100 victory over the Timberwolves? About what I expected, was more than I expected, less than what I expected. Well,
wait a minute. Are you saying that, or that was the question?
That was the question. Yeah, those are the three answers you could go for. About what I expected at 50%, less than what I expected at 50%. I was less than what I expected. I expected a little more.
I expected more as well. So less than I expected would be the correct answer.
More than I expected, 0%. So I think a lot of folks are being realists coming back. But you got to remember, when he came back, when we started the first time against Charlotte, he had like 25 points.
He lit it up,
12 rebounds. Nothing, no big deal.
But it was on the road, totally different when you're at home. And remember, he was supposed to have that big debut, and then he rolled the ankle in warm-up.
In some of the sound bites coming out of that presser last night, that he was a little nervous.
Yeah.
And that even the best of them get a little nervous, coming back, especially after rolling that ankle.
Two notes. Make sure you're getting your fan pick-em for your Final Four bracket contest. Yep, it's another contest we got going on thanks to Twin Peaks and Dos Equis. You got, of course, basketball, baseball all weekend at all four locations here at Twin Peaks. And then on Saturday, we will be out at the CAZ Sports Book in Casino, Arizona for the Final Four. And we're giving away the cash just for watching both games, doing props, doing squares, and we'll also be joined by Fat Lever and Scott Williams. So first game starts at 3, and then we'll do a Q&A between the two games, and then second game, doing the cash again, free prop squares, and we'll do it all over again on Monday. Tomorrow we'll be out at Wright Toyota. We haven't been out at Wright Toyota on Friday in a long time. No, they've been jonesing for some Roc and Manuch. And Jimmy B doesn't work Fridays. He's got that 4-day week.
Got to have that
Gotta have a day of rest. He's getting I mean, we got to work hard.
Yeah.
We got to work Friday, Saturday, and Monday.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm going to work Monday. I'll join you.
Oh, you will? Okay.
Thank you, Jimmy. We appreciate that.
I'll come and take some of the pressure off.
Good. We need that. Absolutely. Jackson, Ben, good job today. But Twin Peaks, of course, here every Thursday. Today, Tempe. Next week, it's Scottsdale. And then we're going to go a little roll as they get ready to open their 5th location.